Yeah, he does like Star Wars, and why isn't he in a Star Wars movie yet?
Cowards.
That's fair.
They.
They're the cowards.
You can't have good actors in Star Wars unless your name's Ewan McGregor.
Well, I mean, like Oscar
Oh, well,
Isaac,
yeah,
Samuel L.
Isaac.
Jackson. They've had people.
His name just left my mind.
Whoever did Palpatine was badass.
Who also played another Sith Lord. I've forgotten every name. Older guy, white hair. Revenge of the Sith. Dies in that one.
Yeah. I can't do his name either.
Count Dooku.
Oh, he plays fucking Saruman.
Yeah, he's a fantastic actor, Saruman.
Oh God, Seth. He's been in a bunch of Shakespeare adaptations
He's Sir
too.
something.
Yeah.
He's such a gentleman. I'm going to Google.
Yeah, please do, because that's actually gonna hurt me.
It's gonna be like, we're like, oh yeah.
The guy who played Palpatine was great. I just straight up don't know who that is.
Sir Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee. I'm so sorry, Christopher Lee.
Rest in peace. He died.
Yeah.
A while back. David Stern also died.
Yeah, we all heard David
David
Stern's
Stern's dead.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
Well, that's actually a good place to start today's episode.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Mop Boys podcast. For today, we're going to be talking about how David Stern's death impacts the NBA going forward.
Oh God. No, we're gonna be cleaning up, talking about some of the things we haven't talked about yet, and free agency. We're gonna talk about some other off-season moves. But the first thing I want to start off, we're talking about, we were joking about David. Obviously, that's not news, but news that did impact the NBA recently was the passing of the late great Bill Russell, who it was But God, what a fucking
One of
awesome
the top
person.
10 greatest players of all time, easily.
Yeah. I mean, 11 championships in 13 seasons. The rebounding numbers are insane. Obviously, it's a different era.
I mean, you have an impact
It's
when they said, yeah, no one's no longer allowed to wear that number.
Yeah.
Like, the only other person who has that honor is, like, Jackie Robinson.
And Wayne
stuff.
Gretzky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Wayne Gretzky numbers are crazy. Him and his brother,
Yeah.
most goals all time for a tandem.
Yeah. His brother's 4 points.
That's atrocious.
I love that.
But, oh, yeah, in all serious, it was I love watching him, like, when he was older, do interviews where he would just be like, I kick your ass,
man.
I kick your ass.
Kick your ass. Or flicking off Charles Barkley at his Hall of Fame inauguration.
Wasn't he also the one who said, kids nowadays don't remember what this game's all about?
Yeah.
It's all about getting buckets.
This game will forever and for always be about one thing and one thing only. Getting buckets. Yeah, and also, I mean, him and Bob Cousy pretty much popularized the fast break. Which that sounds crazy, but that's like how early on professional basketball was in its development. The fast break wasn't really like a...
Oh, no, not at all.
It was all about half-court offense.
For a while, basketball didn't even have passing.
Yeah.
They're like, you can dribble that?
You can dribble
what?
You dribble the thingy?
You can't do that.
You can't do that. But yeah, Bill is a pioneer, and even more important than his influence as a player, his influence as an activist.
Oh, absolutely.
He was one of the
guys like him and like Kareem were just like the front heads of that kind of thing.
Yeah, he was one of the few chosen athletes who went to the summit. The way it goes is, a bunch of, I can't remember who put it together, some kind of governmental entity. It was a summit of all the greatest African-American athletes. And it was essentially to convince Muhammad Ali that, like, hey, man, we know you don't want to, like, serve in Vietnam. Yeah. But the whole point of the summit was they were hoping that they would talk him into what was offered, which is essentially his service. Yeah. While he's a private, would be that he just does boxing matches is for like the troops, like a USO type of thing. But Muhammad Ali adamantly didn't believe we should have been in Vietnam and didn't want any participation in the Vietnam War.
I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Well, and so did the other African American
for sure,
athletes. They believed that, hey, man, if you are completely opposed to this, is not something you believe in, we're gonna stand with you wholeheartedly.
Yeah, for sure.
And I think that union had such a big impact in the world of sports. You have all these African American players from all these different sports coming together and being like, no, we back you 100% as this player brotherhood.
Yeah, for sure.
And that really paved the way for the current climate of modern sports.
Yeah, for sure.
And so Bill Russell's impact on both, basketball and the American sports as a whole can't be overstated.
Just a big, when you think of using your platform right, that's one of the right ways
He's a
to do
shining
it.
example.
Yeah.
Shining example.
John Stockton is the shining example how not to do
of how not to use your platform to help your community. Fuck.
Yeah, but he will be missed. Definitely. He's just a great guy, funny, one of the greatest centers of all time.
If you haven't, do yourself a favor. Watch 5 minutes of literally any Bill Russell interview.
It's all you need.
I mean, the older ones, he's funny, he's wisecracking, always has been.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also moments where he's just beautifully worded.
Oh, yeah.
And will say some heart-touching stuff. The guy is existed in multitudes, was an amazing man.
And also, go watch him and Wilt just play.
Yeah.
Just go watch that. That's such a fun time. They were, really the two... They were so much better than the rest of the
they were
those
they
two
were cut
Titans
above the
battle
group, man.
awesome.
They were the icons of their time, right? When we talk LeBron and Steph, this was their decade.
Absolutely.
This is the decade where it's there's two different guys, they have two different play styles, and they're both doing it on a level that is
one was the defense master, one was the offense master. When they clashed, it was just something else.
Well, and the way LeBron, sorry about that, guys. The way LeBron would, him and Curry went back and forth.
Oh yeah.
For so long, it became such a good rivalry, and it's the same way, and of course Wilt never beat Bill.
Defense wins championships.
Yeah,
That's
it's not until the Celtics, the Lakers don't break the Celtics curse until the 80s. Mm-hmm. They win a championship, but they don't get the pleasure of knocking out the Celtics.
No, they do Dr. J.
Yeah, until the mid 80s. If you're not watching the current Showtime Lakers documentary on Hulu, it's very good. It's very good. We live in an era that's being blessed by great sports documentaries.
Oh yeah,
because
absolutely.
everyone's trying to cash in on that Last Dance buck.
I like as soon as this show came out, which is more dramatized than just your regular thing. And as soon as that got announced, Magic Johnson was like, "Yeah, I have my own thing now."
Yeah, well,
I'm not in the shiniest of lights in this show.
So he has his own show, and then that's on Apple, and now there is a show on Hulu that's just about Showtime in general.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
And it's produced by the Busses.
Of course it is.
But it has everybody, man. They got Michael Cooper. They got Magic, and Kareem speaks, and this actually a good amount.
That alone sells me.
Yeah,
that alone.
You get to hear Kareem talk a lot.
And that's exciting.
It is. And it's really funny because you can still hear, because Kareem is just a very kind of a transparent person.
Yeah, for sure.
And they talk about some of the things that rubbed him the wrong way, or that he kind of had beef with. And when he talks about it now, he's very cordial, obviously, but you can just tell that the contract that Magic got, his extension, which is if you look back, is one of the craziest sports contracts ever. Because it's 1980. Let's say it would have been 83, 84.
Around there, because he was drafted in 79.
Yeah, when they talking extension, he's getting paid $1 million a year, which is crazy.
If you do it with inflation, it's
an insane number. But it's he guarantees Magic Johnson $1 million a year for 25 years. So he gets $25 million. Now, of course, so that's 2009 is when this contract ends.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Now, of course, Dr. Buss. The whole concept was he was going to be getting Magic ready to step in. That was going to be Magic's salary when he retired and then stepped into
the office.
The front office.
That was before the 8s.
Yes, and obviously Magic had some stuff that derailed his life for a while.
Absolutely.
Magic's obviously fine now. He did eventually step into a front office role and nabbed them LeBron James.
But he's not going to be there.
And then left. Yeah. Because I don't think he was ever met for front office.
No, some people are. He just wasn't.
Yeah.
Neither was Larry Bird, one of his biggest rivals.
Yeah.
Neither of them were really.
I mean, Larry was a great coach.
He did win a championship. No.
Made
to the finals.
He didn't make it to the finals with the Pacers.
And they got beat by the Lakers. No. Yes.
By the time yes.
It was one of those.
Spurs?
Maybe it was the Spurs. It was one of those two teams. It's got to be one of those.
They make the finals, right? I'm not tripping.
No, they do. They for sure did. It was Reggie Miller.
Yeah.
Made the finals, but he's never won a finals.
Okay. Yeah, because I think it's by the time the Bulls are gone.
It's that weird little
Yeah.
I
think they lose that Tim Duncan rookie year.
I think that's exactly what it is.
Final. What?
I said maybe. I don't know.
Maybe. Now, of course, Tim Duncan wasn't. I don't think he's not Finals MVP for that one. David Robinson is.
Yeah.
Because David Robinson is at that point still a guaranteed 20 and 10 guy. Really interesting. Okay, before we get into this is a total sidetrack. I was just reading up on just some interesting basketball stuff. One, I think you might hear a cat wrestling something. One, I was watching some footage from that 2014 Spurs team. That shit's crazy. That is some of the best ball movement I think I've ever seen in sports. It is.
They just be passing.
It's like it is the beautiful. When they call it the beautiful game, it's teams like that are playing the beautiful game.
It's like the only thing close to that would be the Warriors now.
Yeah. The current Warriors definitely play that type of style, but even the 2014 Spurs, man.
You did not shoot unless there was no one 20 feet from
yeah,
you.
well, and then like they always made the extra pass. Obviously, they still had great. I mean, Tim at this point in his career was still. I don't think he was doing like 20 points a game at that point. I think it was like 8.
That's what a young Kawhi Leonard.
That's what a young Kawhi Leonard was also there to pick up the slack.
Exactly.
And then you still had Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Bellasina, and all types of good shooters on that team.
Was Rudy Gay there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. He was.
Oh no,
No.
Rudy's a Grizzly at that point.
Gotcha. Okay, it was around that time.
Yeah.
Aldridge was still on that team.
No,
right?
Aldridge doesn't join that team until after Tim leaves.
That's what it is. Okay.
But very. If you go back, watch some of those highlights. Awesome to play. Just getting to see a young Kawhi Leonard play with Tim Duncan is awesome.
Yeah.
The way they do
Not fun to play against.
No, I couldn't imagine. Imagine you're like, okay, so defensively tonight your two forwards that are coming up against you are Tim Duncan and Kawhi Leonard.
LeBron loved that playing against.
Yeah,
the
dude,
I'm
like
a big fan of that.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's a lot. To be able to score as a forward in that position, when like you're like, okay, it's either going to be Kawhi or Tim on you tonight. Oh, what?
Okay.
Two historically great defenders.
Go ahead and call for the screen. That's not going to help.
Hey,
It's not helping you.
yeah. Seriously, I mean, like you're going to have your guards place the screens or a center, but also they would swap Tim down to center at that age of step of his career. Really just awesome team. They really cool. I mean, the Spurs has a bunch of good teams, obviously, from the last 2 decades. They have had several good iterations. Helps when you have Greg Popper in the show. No idea what. I'm so curious. They're gonna be bad this year. I think he wants Wemby.
I think so.
I don't know about Wemby as. Okay,
He'll have a better rookie season than Chet.
But see, I have the same problem. That my concern is that with Wemby.
At least he weighs a little bit more.
He does weigh a little bit more, but also like Chet hadn't had any previous injury history, and Wemby hasn't gone a whole year without injury since he was 17.
That's also fair. Yeah.
That's concerning. I mean, like you look at someone. I guess we can random segue to get into, but the other team I was watching a bunch of footage on before I get into that.
Yeah.
Because there's 2 teams I want to talk about. The We Believe Warriors from 2007.
They beat the Mavericks.
Yeah. Well, I was just watching some of this shit from that series. That's crazy. They had no business beating that Mavs team.
No.
At all.
They crashed.
Yeah. Which, I mean, I think Dirk needed that loss.
No,
you know?
for sure.
Everyone does. And everyone experiences that. Some people have to experience it more than others.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I love LeBron to death, but, like...
He's been beaten a few times.
I mean, I think losing in the 07 finals and then losing to the Magic and then getting... losing to the Magic and the Celtics and, you know, trudging on with
Losing
those.
to the Mavericks.
And
You say
then
Maverick? Yeah.
losing to the Mavericks. Of course, like, he comes back from that, and he is just
the greatest player
full.
of all time.
That's one of my favorite LeBron iterations, and there's a lot of good ones. And I still think, like...
Villain Bron.
I think 2018 LeBron is...
It's the best player
It's
of all
probably
time. The most complete player of all time.
is probably the best player. But 2012 LeBron is...
He came back like 20 pounds of muscle or something.
Yeah, and
Stupid thing like that.
he spent all summer working with
Hakeem.
on gaining post moves. And he just like was full villain mode.
Yeah, he
Like,
embraced it.
He embraced the villain. He was like, "All right, man, if they're not gonna like me, I might as well get a ship out of this."
Yeah. They're gonna hate me after this season.
They-
That's what it
yeah,
is.
yeah. He was like, "Fine, if they don't like me, they're gonna hate me."
And that's the mindset you have to have. That's not the mindset some stars today like to take on, but I think you kind of have to.
But I think the most entertaining and the best ones do.
Oh yeah,
I wish
like Joel Embiid.
I
is
wish
so happy with being the troll, the villain, whatever you want to call him.
And I love watching Joel for that reason. I think Jokic is starting to get a little bit of that.
I think Jokic is just like a blob. Like,
yeah,
nothing's going to stick on him. Nothing like will hurt him.
Well,
he
just plays. One thing that is I think
he'll just hit you in the back if you elbow him.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to praise it.
But I guarantee you Morris will probably not try to pull something like that again with him.
Yeah.
Maybe. It is the most.
Yeah, and I mean, there's been other instances too. Poor... yeah.
He almost killed Devin Booker.
Yeah.
And him and his brothers.
Yeah, and then it was... who's the guy who really fucked up? Cameron Payne.
I forgot. Yeah, that
in
was...
the playoffs. Not in the playoffs, the bubble.
What a villain.
Yeah, but also, like, he does play with a certain intensity that I think people overlook. I mean, he's really fucking in there.
Oh, yeah.
He's locked in. Jimmy plays with that same kind of fucking... You're just like, God damn. You know, what are you going to do about this guy?
Got that dog in him. Certified dogs.
You know. And then, like... But there's players who also are really successful and don't have that. Julius Erving, I don't think really... And Julius was famous for saying that... You know, oh, you don't have a chip, you don't have a chip. He's like, oh, basketball's my job. You know, I only need me in my personal life.
Yeah.
To be situated for, you know, to be content, for me to be content. That's my work life.
Yeah.
But also, admittedly, he said, you know, he would tell himself that, but
he knew deep down.
He got it. You know.
Yeah.
I think I can't say Giannis plays with incredible intensity, but it's just different. Like I feel like he could like.
I feel like he ripped someone in half. If you just
I
felt
feel,
like
I
it.
feel like
So
yeah, I feel like he could
jacked.
rip someone in half, but I also think like he could do that and then immediately turn around and kiss a baby on the forehead
and be good.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't know anybody that can just be like just the way he is.
He, after games, he'll tell jokes.
Yeah.
He just dropped 40 on you, and he's like, knock. Who's there kind of joke on like to these people. I'm like, you're crazy.
You're a crazy person.
I guess you can do that when you're like a faster version of Shaq.
Yeah. I mean, what do you do about Giannis? There's no answer.
There is none. The Suns found that out in the finals. How you stop him is Chris Middleton gets hurt. And his second scoring option is Drew Holiday, who's...
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's not why you got Drew Holiday.
No, he's there to stop their best guard.
Yeah. Which is helpful.
Which is very helpful. Oh my God,
yeah.
yes. Help them stop them.
And then also, like, I mean...
Devin Booker and Chris Paul in the finals. Like, that was Drew Holiday's job.
Yeah.
And he did it so well.
And he did it really well.
And throw lobs to Giannis, which, again, he did very well.
Yeah, because at some point you're going to run into a Chris Paul, a Dame Lillard, a Steph Curry.
And you need a Drew Holiday for those guys who are like, he's the best.
And then let Giannis do his thing.
And he'll do it.
And they'll do it.
Sometimes he'll make 17 free throws in a game.
Yeah.
You're like, that sucks.
Yeah. Best player on the planet.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'm so sorry. I've been really...
No, this has been fun. We're getting back into it. We can knock out that elephant in the room.
Yeah.
Last time we hosted something was July 16th.
Yeah.
And in our minds, it was like, all right, cool. Things are going to start picking up again. Our next podcast is going to be crazy. And we just kept waiting and waiting. And we both got busy. So we're like, oh, we can just keep pushing it off because there was no motivation. There's nothing going on.
There's nothing happening because Durant stalled the whole fucking market.
Him and Rudy Gobert. Because, as soon as Durant was like, I want to be traded, Gobert was like, I got 6 first-round picks. And everyone was like...
4.
4. But then also...
4 and then...
their first round. Well, then they also got the first-round pick from the Timberwolves.
That's part of the 4.
Oh, that is the 4. Okay.
Yeah, that was 4 players, 4 picks. Which is a lot. But also, like...
It's a ridiculous amount. It better pay off.
But also... Yeah, that's the thing, right? It doesn't mean anything if those picks are all... If those picks are all 24, 25s...
Yeah, I guess
then it's worth it. But you have to be good enough for all those picks to land in the mid-20s.
I wonder if they're going to gel.
For it to pay off.
I think you need a better point guard for that team.
The playmaking's my biggest concern.
D'Angelo Russell's not going to be that playmaker.
I love now the defensive and rebounding aspects of that team.
Absolutely.
They have shooters. I think Anthony Edwards can be that guy. I'm just a little concerned if D'Angelo Russell can be the point guard that makes that work.
I just don't think he can.
I'm
a big D'Lo guy. I just don't think that's the position for him.
No, not at all. He's just... No, I mean, I think he, at post All-Star break this last year, I think he did have... I think the problem with him, he has a hard time balancing being aggressive and looking for others.
Yeah.
And it seems like he can only do one or the other.
Yeah.
And it's hard for him to...
Well, good. He doesn't have to be aggressive at all next year.
That's my whole thing, man. Like, next year...
If you just have that mindset of the playmaking, you will be awesome.
You'll be awesome, man.
And you'll get more open looks. And so that jumper will hit when Anthony Edwards kicks out to you. Yeah.
Hopefully it should.
Or if you get a rebound from Gobert.
Or Cat. I mean, rebounding is why I like that trade.
Oh, yeah.
Because...
You're not going to out-rebound that team. You're not.
Who does? Is there a single team where
you have 2 7-footers basically in there?
But seriously, think about it. Is there any team on this where you're like they're probably going to their front court?
Because I can think of like some of the best rebounders in the league, like Joel.
But Tobias?
No, who's going to help? Yeah, because if
Tobias is...
Because if Joel gets boxed out, Tobias isn't going over. Isn't going.
I mean, Tobias is a solid defender. I mean, rebounder for his size.
But he's going up against 6'11".
Atlanta, John Collins. Clint might get you. There will be nights where Clint might be able to out rebound either Gobert or,
but not both.
Yeah.
That's just what it comes down to. You can't
out rebounding both just seems like a real hard task, man. Also, Naz Reid is their backup big, and I like him.
Oh yeah,
he's a stretchy option.
Scrappy.
Yeah, he's scrappy and he's burly. He's not super tall, but he's burly. And so, like, you escape all that length to just be put up against a brick wall that can shoot threes. And I know personally, as a avid PJ Tucker truther, that's not what you want to run into on the court.
It just doesn't work. He'll give you everything.
Yeah.
You'll appreciate it.
Yeah.
You're just not winning.
Yeah. So, like, well, just what I'm saying is, like, Naz Reid reminds me a lot of PJ Tucker.
No, for sure.
When their play styles. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't like Naz Reid as your starting center is not what you want. No. But I mean, if he's
if he's coming off your bench like that in like small ball lineups, man, you're good on the small ball lineups for sure.
Yeah, well, especially because that's kind of what you need if you're going to be running double bigs most of the time.
Oh, for sure.
And I'm hoping maybe D'Lo fits into those units more.
Hopefully.
It's just like, man, this is going to sound crazy because there's no way it happens unless the Suns start to panic.
You just go ahead and give him Chris Paul. Go for it.
I would trade D'Angelo and like 2 or 3 picks for Chris Paul. I mean,
Booker and D'Angelo
you can't really do that. I guess if you're the Timberwolves, you can maybe you would have to throw D'Angelo,
Naz Reid, probably.
Yeah, and you don't want to get Jalen McDaniels. He fits your team so well. So maybe Naz Reid, but also I don't know. Chris Paul's market's not going to be that great. Only. Not that Chris Paul isn't great. He just is 38.
He's getting kind of up there.
I mean, it's not even like old. It's like, you're not worried about him walking. It's that he might just retire, man.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you don't know how much is left in that tank.
Yeah, not to mention the playoffs this year. But I mean, D'Lo, a first rounder in like 2 or 3 seconds. If you can make that work for Chris Paul,
maybe you can pull something out.
If you can pull that out, especially because Devin Booker loves D'Angelo, but he loves Cat.
That's true. So
but I don't know. You wouldn't do Cat.
You would think maybe free agency would be exciting.
Yeah, with all this shit, I'm talking about, right,
Yeah.
Seth? You're thinking like, man, yeah, dude,
awesome.
those moves would be cool. Because when they got Gobert,
and then the rumor will be they won out, they won in.
Yeah.
It's all bullshit.
All
it's not
bullshit.
real.
Also, Durant.
Did he hit anything?
No.
I think he turned up my mic. We apologize. We have a new baby cat who is very playful. You should hear myself a little bit more now. That's better. Okay, that's better.
Yeah,
I think it just kind of.
it's
Sorry about that, guys. We have a wonderful house of cats.
We have a baby kitten we just got who's aggressively wanting to be.
One-eyed hairless cat.
He is one-eyed and he is indeed hairless, and he really wants to be up in our faces right now.
That one also looks like it almost has one eye. His eye.
Yeah, he's crying.
He said, "Stop!
Stop making fun of me."
Yeah, sorry guys, we're having fun.
Yeah.
We're getting back, but yeah, this free agency was supposed to be so exciting.
But, and also I was really excited because I think just in general the way the picks are stupid in the market.
No, for sure, it's 2K level idiotic. Now.
Yeah, it's like, let's put it this way: I don't hate the Gobert trade.
I am to be determined on it. I guess at the end of the day
it has to pay off. It has to pay off. But you can say that about any trade.
True. True. Yeah.
I don't absolutely hate it, only because the market is just stupid with picks now. I mean, that's what it takes. If he's an all-star, that's what it takes.
Who ruined that? Was it Harden?
PG first.
Oh God, yeah, I forgot about that.
Because they got Shea and 5 picks.
God, I forgot that's where it was.
5 first rounders.
That's for sure where it started.
Yeah, they got 3 picks and 2. No, 3 picks and 2 swaps is what Drew Holiday's cost was.
What was the cost for Russ? Because Russ was right after that.
Russ.
It was another 3.
Yeah, Russ was Chris Paul in a pick though.
It was more picks. I thought we had like.
It was only 1 or 2.
We had 2 swaps in there. 25 and 27, right? Were swaps.
No.
Because we were a little worried about for a while for like our picks weren't gonna like really.
No,
cash.
it was the protection on them.
Okay, that's what it was.
Because they were protected picks, but they it was top 4 protected the year we got Jalen.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
yes,
you were because we were really excited when we fell to second. We got second, not fell second. We were second.
Yeah, because if it would have fallen out of top 4, OKC would have had it.
Which is funny because we really had like a 1% chance of doing that because we had a guarantee to get top 5. Our record was so bad.
Right, but if we got picked
but if
5,
we somehow got it, that would have been
fucked.
Oh, that would have been so bad.
Because they would have had the 5th pick and whatever they got.
It's pretty high. The 6, right? Because they got Josh Giddey.
They got Josh Giddey
in the top 10.
They would have 5 and 6, which, yeah.
Trust the process, right?
Yeah. So they would have gotten Suggs and Giddey.
So,
or whatever.
A couple of free agency things we can just kind of run through. There's some small ones. If you want to stop, just stop me.
I would do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I do want to. One last thing on the Gobert pick thing.
absolutely.
I feel like I'm rambling too much today. I'm sorry, guys.
Hey, it's fun. We're here for the long haul. We got a new SD card, Bubba.
Yeah, that's true. Gobert. What the Gobert trade did for me is really cemented the All-Star is the certification you need for the crazy picks.
Yeah.
Because I was holding out. I was thinking we were going to at least get 2 picks for Christian Wood. And we got 1. And I felt the same thing about Jeremy Grant, who only also pretty much went for 1 pick.
I feel like that's finally, like you were saying, the market's resetting itself, which it needs to pump the brakes.
It needs to pump the brakes, but then you have something like the Gobert. But also, I mean, to be fair, Drew Holiday got 5 first.
Yeah. And Rudy Gobert is a 3-time
Depot player.
You can argue whether he deserved it or not. I still go back and forth. He is a 3-time Depot.
He's led the league in blocks several times. He's also led the league in rebounds.
The nerdy analytics love him at the end of the day.
Largely because the guy puts over 15 rebounds a game.
Oh, yeah.
Which is just no one else.
And their whole defense system was Donovan Mitchell would step to the side and be like, go deal with that.
And also, if you're the Timberwolves and you're like, look, I think the playoffs this year, I thought the biggest issue at the beginning of the season for the Timberwolves was going to be whether D'Lo makes any sense as a starting NBA point guard.
Yeah, absolutely.
But oh, please, it's okay.
Well, he thinks D'Lo's a game changer.
Yeah, he's like a big D'Lo guy apparently. But the big thing, I'm so sorry. Where are you?
No, you're good. We're talking about Rudy Gobert. And like
the big thing that helps him out analytically is the rebounds on top of the really good interior defense. You can say the guy's not a crazy athlete. And if you're expecting him to close out to the three coming from the center of the paint, only Giannis is really doing that.
And also put up more than 15 points a game. You're not getting that.
Yeah, I mean, he does, though. He does.
Some nights.
Well, I'm saying, like, his average is for this year is like 17.
Was it? I forgot about that.
Yeah, so he puts up, like, over 15.
It will go down this year.
Yeah, it should.
Because he is now the fourth option on that team.
Yeah, it should.
Would you let Russell or Gobert shoot before him? Because that's my 3 and 4
It depends on the shot.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
The clear top 2 options on the team is and
you have to think about half of Gobert's shots are because they're offensive rebounds.
Oh, he just grabs them.
He's just putting them
D'Lo's gonna help him out.
Yeah, but also like having a real rim runner. Because at the beginning of the season, I really thought that D'Lo was their biggest concern. But when we got into the playoffs, I realized, man, I just don't think Cat does enough for you defensively and rebounding.
Oh, for sure.
I think Cat's really...
Because the games he doesn't do offensively good like he did in this year. Like, there was a couple games where he just didn't show up. It was clear on both sides he just wasn't getting it done.
Yeah. So, but when you're talking about what's Gobert's weaknesses, those are all Cat's strengths. So when you talk about Cat's weaknesses, those are all Gobert's strengths.
So they do like a little fusion dance into the best big man in the league.
It turned into the best big man ever. I don't know.
There you go.
But I like the pairing, and Anthony Edwards is a real dog. I don't know about the D'Angelo Russell side of things, but also they're going to be starting Anthony Edwards as the 2 guard this year.
That's going to be fun.
And th're going to put Jalen McDaniels, who's like 6'10".
That's a big team.
At
all around, that's a big team.
And then you're going to have Cat, who's a 7. You're going to have 2 7-footers down low. And Cat's not the best defender, but Jaden McDaniels is awesome. And he's a 6'10" perimeter defender, and you got Gobert, who's, a 3-time depoy. And when you're a small forward, and you ask for the screen, and then you're immediately getting switched on to 7-footers, that's a hard life, man.
Yeah.
Hard to make a living out there.
Fun. That's like we were talking earlier about the Spurs.
Yeah,
it's the same kind of.
It's hard to make a living out there, man. So I like that on paper. We shall see. Yeah, because I could also, anytime you're giving up that level of picks for a star, shit can go wrong, and now you're paying dearly.
Oh yeah.
Durant almost left the Nets, and that makes they don't own their picks until 2027.
It looks really good for us.
As a Rockets fan,
come on, no go. You should leave. Come on.
I'm sorry, Seth. I'm derailing.
No, you're.
I just want to talk about the market.
Hey, we're here to talk about basketball.
Yeah,
and that's what we're doing.
I think it's a really interesting place for the market because if you're an all-star or have that all-star superstar type of moniker, we're immediately talking about hey, we don't even care about the person we're getting back. We need a treasure trove of picks.
Yeah,
that's what makes it worth it. And I think for rebuilding teams, it's awesome. I just think you have to be really careful. Obviously, if it nets you a championship, like in the case of Anthony Davis, where you're paying, a handful of picks and a bunch of young guys who are awesome.
Look, at the end of the day, if the Lakers don't win another championship with LeBron AD, it does not matter one
Still
freaking
a good trade.
You won a championship. Have the Pelicans won a championship? They haven't got out of the first round.
Look,
all you other people fans of teams. Unless your
when's
team
the last
has won
time
a championship.
when's the last time y'all won a championship?
Exactly. Unless you are one of these teams.
You're a Kings fan. You're roasting that trade.
Go for it, King. When was the last time you were in the playoffs?
When's the last time you what the fuck you talking about, man? You're a Hawks fan. Cool.
Celtics fans. I saw their fan because you had the big Lakers Celtics. You made it to the finals, yeah. But which one of y'all closed the deal? Which one of you got the chip?
Y'all literally underachieved for a decade straight.
I'm not even the biggest Laker fan, but a chip is a chip, and if you trade picks for that and you win, you got the ring.
It literally doesn't matter
that one ring is more than a bunch of franchises have at all.
It doesn't matter what you trade.
It doesn't matter.
If you trade the number 1 pick, but it gives you a player who wins you a championship, worth it. Literally, that's just...
Because let's be fair, as much as I do like the guy, besides one season, that number 1 pick hasn't helped you out a lot yet. Could change this upcoming... Talking about Zion. Could change in this upcoming year. However... It hasn't yet.
Hasn't yet?
And if he doesn't, they got a chip. And at the end of the day, a chip is a chip.
Yeah. It's like the same thing with the Kawhi thing. They gave up DeMar
the most
DeRozan,
beloved player in their franchise history.
Jakob Poeltl, and a pick for Kawhi Leonard, knowing damn well that Kawhi probably wasn't going to play
again
longer than a season with them. But guess what?
They have a chip.
Good fucking trade. Good fucking
guess who has
trade.
a chip and we don't?
Yeah.
No.
The Raptor first chip in franchise
now,
history.
see, the Rockets look okay because the Nets didn't win a chip.
We're
looking all right.
Yeah. And I don't know if they're going to.
Gotta hope that 76ers team does, though.
Yeah, I do too.
I used to be a big 76ers hater. I had a really...
It's hard when half their team's ex-Rockets.
I had a friend, right? It's the Philadelphia Rockets. I had a friend in high school. He was a big Philadelphia fan. He would just kind of go on and on about Ben Simmons.
Yeah, also,
and I think at the end of the day,
Philadelphia fans of that era.
Oh, God.
Ugh.
They're like, process this, process that. I'm like, the process hasn't worked.
Yeah. Also, like, Ben's not it, man. You should have kept Hinkie.
I think I was more of a Simmons hater than a Sixers hater.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, they have James Harden, who is near and dear to my heart forever and ever.
Yeah, he's
okay with that.
Yeah, I would love for him to get a championship.
Yeah, for sure. And I think he has the best chance with this roster.
Yeah.
But if we're just gonna fire through a few free agency signings. Now there are a couple interesting things we can stop in.
Yeah. Yeah. Just let them off.
A first few is like people re-signing. Devin Booker re-signs for a max 4-year deal.
Right.
Figured he wasn't gonna leave.
Yep.
John Morant agrees to a 5-year, $193 million extension. I think that has the kind of thing where he can be up to this if he makes an all-team like he did this year.
Right.
Oh, no, that doesn't count. Be starting next year. He has to do the all-team, right?
Well, if it's already signed, it's not going to blossom to a supermax
until he wins it again.
Until he re-signs.
That's what it is. Okay.
But it can still go up
if he makes the all teams right.
Yeah, marginally, but it's not like the. If he makes, which he will make, and all. Did he make one this year?
Second team was Doncic and Curry.
Still a crazy contract.
Oh God, yeah.
Still a crazy.
So
Doncic
contract. Just went up because he just signed a supermax.
Doncic's number is going to be in like high 40s now.
Over $200 million altogether.
Yeah,
it's those contracts.
Yeah.
Oh, contracts are crazy.
I am still adamant. I really hope they change the way the supermax.
No, and I completely agree the way you thought. Like,
I think they should
think about it.
Hit your cap space the same as a max.
Yeah.
Because the whole point of a supermax is to incentivize teams to re-sign.
But what you're really doing is punishing small markets. Or like, I don't have
because
that
the whole
budget.
It's supposed to make it easier for a small market team to hold on to their prize superstars that they drafted.
But it's really going to hurt you in the long run because all your money is going into this one player.
Exactly, and then they get upset because they can't compete there, because they take up too much of the cap space, so you can't get them a good enough group to compete there because you kind of have to overpay because you're a small market. But all that could be fixed if you did that. So like the Rockets had 2 supermaxes, right? So if those would have counted as maxes, that would have opened up $30 million in cap space. We could have signed Jimmy Butler. We could have signed Jimmy Butler probably.
Yeah.
Or just split that up. It's funny
because we're not a small market team, but we're like, we needed that.
Yeah, but we needed that. But also, like, you could, that opens up.
For any,
two $15 million contracts.
Let's take the Kings, for example. They're not.
Yeah.
Really, but they were in the situation they could sign the Supermax and still.
Best example, I mean, they just won a championship recently, but the Bucks.
Yeah.
It's hard. Mm-hmm. It's hard, man, when you're paying. You're a small market team. You're trying to convince people to live in Milwaukee.
Not the easiest thing to do.
Not to mention the taxes are fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's the highest income tax in the country. Is in fucking Minnesota. Oh wait, no. So not the Bucks, because that's Timberwolves,
which is still funny because their salary cap right now
it's Minnesota. Nuts. It's one of the Great Lakes.
It's up there.
I think it's Minnesota.
Sure. But that's crazy because their salary is crazy right now. Their cap is not. But no, also I wouldn't want to live.
Hey, where's Milwaukee? Wisconsin, right?
Wisconsin, which is up there. It's for sure up there.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be higher in any of the Crater Lake ones, but Minnesota is the only one that's higher than California.
Which is nuts. There's no reason for you to be higher than California.
California is literally the prettiest place on the planet. Mm-hmm. That's why it costs that much. Like, literally the only place in the United States with a Mediterranean climate. Mediterranean climate is like always more expensive to live in an area.
Oh yeah,
that's a Mediterranean.
It just feels
climate.
good.
It literally. So the idea, it literally stays 65 to 75 year round.
That's not like here. You go from 100 to like 20.
Yeah, and lightning
Lightning
speeds.
Yeah, we should not live.
No,
in that
it's
kind of
awful. But
condition.
it's a small area of California. It's not the whole coastline.
It's like the Bay.
San Diego,
San Diego.
type area, La Jolla, all that type of stuff. And it's still really nice in other areas. That's why it's so expensive to live there. That and they have a bunch of rich people that live there, so they could charge more.
It's funny that you brought up the whole Minnesota having the taxes and convincing people to go there.
It's
They're
hard
a small
to
market. Well, they just signed Karl Anthony Towns to a supermax, up $224 million extension.
And 14 million of that. 14% of that's gonna be taxed.
Yeah, and also all that hits the supermax hits the cap.
Yeah,
it's gonna be harder to convince people to sign smaller.
Well, and especially
like
Gobert's potentially a little bit of an overpay.
Yeah, for sure.
And
you're gonna have to sign Ant soon.
I would pay Gobert $30 million, but I don't know if I want to pay him. What I think he's making a little bit more than that. He's making like a max, right? So it's like 32 or 34, or 34, 35. It's a normal max. I can't remember what his contract is.
I think he's in a regular max.
Yeah, it's big though.
Yeah.
But
you have to sign Ant soon. You have to give Ant his extension.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards is going to be a
max.
Max, if not a super max.
That's true.
And you're going to give him it, and now you're like, oh shit, am I hitting the hard cap?
You're getting into the luxury tax.
Your
taxes are crazy. Yeah,
you're fucking through it at that point.
You're paying big.
I'm wondering, can you even are you going to hit the hard cap? Can you literally do that? Because you can use Bird to go over the cap, but you can't go over the hard cap. That's why they had to take pay cuts in the Warriors dynasty, because you can't go over the hard cap. Yeah. Because their Warriors are just like, fuck it, we'll pay the luxury tax. You know how much money we make?
If only the Thunder had that ideology back in the day.
Oh, yeah, they should have. I can't believe you make an NBA Finals and then next year you're worried about paying a luxury tax. That's fucking absurd.
Seattle deserves better.
Yeah, dude.
If you were a Supersonic fan living in Seattle and you saw that happen,
God bless you.
And you saw that slap in the face for so this franchise, they took my franchise and now they're running a shit show.
That's cool. And now they won't max out Harden. Yeah. I'm sorry, that team the next year
causes problems.
They seeing them and the Spurs going toe to toe and then having to fight LeBron.
Sheesh.
Yeah, and then the Warriors are going to come into the mix.
That'd been fun.
I mean,
it would look different. The Rockets
would look different.
We watched a video on that. We got Giannis, so that would have been okay.
Oh yeah, we were so bad we got Giannis.
So yeah, they've been kind of cool.
They've been kind of cool. It's worse things.
As a Greek Texan myself, I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's Sorry.
No, you're good.
We continue on our.
So another one that's on here. Gary Payton II signs a 3-year deal with the Blazers.
I like that for them a lot.
I do too.
I think they can,
great defensive presence.
I think they're gonna. They might start him and have Anthony off the bench.
Also, it's.
I don't know.
As much as I do love C.J. McConnell. No, not C.J.
Anthony Simons.
No. C.J. McConnell's the guy who left, right?
Yeah. C.J. McConnell.
I don't know why I got his name. It didn't sound right in my head, but I knew that was his name. He didn't play defense. Gary Payton's the opposite. And I think that's the better running mate for Dame. Yeah, that's what I was trying to get.
I think in Lillard McCollum, I kind of have the same issue, because I love C.J. McCollum. I think he's an awesome player.
Look how good he is on the Pelicans.
Yeah,
now,
I just don't.
When he gets to run his own offense.
Yeah, he's also a point guard.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He is a point guard.
His own offense now.
And I think.
But the defense is lacking, as is Dame's, as is Anthony Simons.
Yeah, that's my whole thing. Is like that just doesn't. It's like I understand they're both good players and they're both positive players, but that doesn't necessarily mean they fit well together.
No, absolutely.
I love Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, and when they first got together, I was like, this is amazing. But I think their games are maybe just a little too similar to coexist.
I mean, look how good Paul George was this season when Kawhi was out.
You need diversity. You need a team to be able to. Your stars should be able to do different things.
That's why LeBron and AD were going back to them.
Look at the Warriors, right? Steph offensively.
Steph runs circle around everyone.
Yeah.
While Clay does his spot up shooting. Well, not spot, but shooting.
But Curry can orchestrate. Curry's a switch, does everything on offense.
No, absolutely.
Right. But also can play off ball, because everyone can play off ball, because you have to be able to play off ball to be the Warriors.
Draymond's whole goal in his mind is I'm gonna play defense and get the ball to those guys.
Yeah, and be a phenomenal passer, and aggressive rebounder, and
just the second coming of Dennis Rodman at this point.
Yeah, pretty much. And then you're gonna have Clay, who's like, that's cool. I don't need to dribble.
Yeah.
I play Steph might not play defense, but I play a shit ton of defense. Not that Steph doesn't try.
He's there.
He's just physically.
He's very handsy. He's got the steals.
No, he's frisky and he does get in those passing lanes
but those
really
poor
well.
ankles, dude.
Well, it's just like he just doesn't weigh enough to be like as effective as someone like Clay. It's just
and if Clay's got more than like even tries to do anything against Steph when Steph has the ball, Steph's passing it out and Clay's drilling a three.
Yeah,
That's just how it is. You can't beat that team. People couldn't. Except LeBron.
Yeah, LeBron did beat them. Then they got Kevin Durant.
And you just at that point it was like okay. That move, and I could do a whole podcast just about that move alone. That, in my opinion, that just ruined. That didn't help anyone involved. It hurt KD's legacy. It hurt Steph's legacy. It hurt LeBron's legacy. No one's legacy got better because of that move.
Yeah.
No one cares about those rings. All the people care about is like, well, you needed him. LeBron couldn't beat them. No one got good out of that.
Absolutely.
Steph's ring this year was so much more valuable to people because of that.
Well, and I think, the Warriors are a legit dynasty.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They're going to go down as the Warriors dynasty, which I don't know if they would have without this ring.
No, I feel like because at the end of the day, they could be like, oh, well, you used Kevin Durant to let him go, and that's what you need.
Yeah, the Durant thing, you didn't get 3 in a row. You don't have to get 3 in a row to be a dynasty.
You put up a 73-9 record, and you lost. You blew a 3-1 lead. Actually, it's even worse.
Yeah, and then you have Durant that comes back. But the thing is, guys, that didn't happen to the Warriors because of luck or because of some evil gallery. That happened because why did Durant go to the Warriors? Because they're competent.
Yeah, because he wanted to win.
They wanted to win. They're like, we have a really good team, and we built because we have a competent front office and a coach that knows how to get the best out of his players.
And we have some money we can give you.
And an
he
owner who's willing to spend fucking money.
Because KD still did take a pay cut.
Yeah. Everyone ended up paying a little bit by the end of that run.
You pay and you get 2 rings. Like, you still got
the ring. Fuck it. That's awesome.
Yeah, you got your rings. As much as I don't like those rings, you got your rings.
Yeah, but that's why it means so much to the Warriors to also be like, no, we're literally just that well run.
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Because they did. We were talking about Gary Payton. Sorry, I was looking down at the paper. Yeah. But I think Gary Payton's a good fit.
He's a good move. I like their team. Jeremy Grant is also a great acquisition.
Yeah. That Blazers team would be fun. Maybe
I wanted something more. I thought Ayton was going to be Dame, Ayton, and Jeremy Grant.
We haven't talked about it yet. Ayton's another thing that happened after our thing. We haven't talked about that.
Pissed.
What a anticlimactic is the best word for this.
The thing is, I kind of felt this how it was going to go. Fucking, what's his name? Michael Sarver, their owner? Mm-hmm. Fuck him.
Well, he's just a piece of shit person in general.
Worst owner.
Is he still owning the team? No, he finally stopped, right? Or are they still letting him?
Yeah, well, that's right. The whole thing. I don't know.
Because, I remember he got caught doing atrocious acts. I hope he doesn't get to own that team anymore.
Right, it's Michael Sarver. I'm not tripping, am I?
No, you're right, but I think something happened.
Because
the players, I think, called him out on it, too.
Okay, but, now I got to look it up. Could continue.
We're here. No, you're good. But yeah, the Suns.
Hey, but also Michael Sarver's an American singer. What am I talking about?
No, fuck him.
Fuck you, Michael Sarver.
We hate you.
Robert Sarver.
They related?
No.
Okay.
No,
he's in the same boat as the Clippers. Former owner.
On investigation into Phoenix Sun order.
That's what it was. While you're still looking at that, did you ever hear that the Mavericks had some sex trafficking go through their place?
Oh, wait, hold on.
Sorry.
It's been 7 months since ESPN first published an eye-opening report on Phoenix Sun owner Robert Sarver and the wild amount of allegations against him that include racist remarks, sexual harassment, and verbal abuse towards employees. This is from Sports Illustrated.
God. I was just about to be like, well, at least Mark Cuban gives medicine to people, but then the Mavericks organization.
No update on this other than they're getting close to an end. If he had to sell the team, Phoenix, that'd be the best thing that ever happened to him.
No, for sure.
Because he didn't want to pay Ayton because he didn't want to go into the luxury tax.
Didn't we just have a huge discussion about this about 2 seconds ago?
You didn't want to pay.
Because as soon as it came out that they weren't re-signing Ayton, everyone said, "Cool, so the Suns' window for a championship."
Well, I'm not talking about this year. I'm talking about last year when he could have given Ayton the max extension.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which everyone was like, after his finals run, everyone was like, yes.
And that caused problems for the chemistry of that team.
Yeah,
Ayton's heart was not in it.
It did.
And it was painfully obvious in the Mavericks series Ayton gave up on him.
Yeah.
And Monty Williams also called him out on that.
Yeah. Well, and I think him and Monty have a pretty damaged relationship, and Ayton doesn't want to be there. I don't know what's going on with Ayton. I hope the best, because let me tell you, when that guy's fucking on it and he's locked in and he's doing it,
I'm just afraid.
He is. I think he's so phenomenal.
Yeah.
I would love for him to go to a good organization.
Like the Rockets.
Yeah. Yes. I'd be into it.
Who wouldn't be?
Yeah. But that's all. We're like, dude, like, man, I was so hoping the Spurs were going to snap him.
I like the Pistons one, too. If he was going to join the Pistons, I was like, that's fun.
Yeah. And like, there's some other cool, like, I didn't think Indiana was necessarily a bad, like, Tyrese Halliburton and him, and then they signed Jalen Smith. I like the idea of Jalen Smith and DeAndre Ayton actually getting to play together.
That is fun.
And Duarte and everything, they got some interesting happening.
No, absolutely.
Trailblazers would have been interesting. But like if he went to like the Spurs or like somehow like the Warriors or some shit, he would have been so good. He still can be really good. Yeah, Ayton, you can still be phenomenal.
I think he is. And it's a damn shame if he really doesn't keep that up for like not a whole season, but like he was drafted over Luka Doncic.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, that's probably what he's going to get remembered for.
Yeah. Yeah, but also...
So was Marvin Bagley, though.
Yeah.
Which is
But the difference is I think most people would have picked...
Well, he had a good square season.
Ayton over Doncic in that draft.
Yeah.
No, I mean, there were people who saying Luka should go first. But also Luka was a foreign player, and, that always has a weird thing.
I think it should stop.
Yeah, but also, I didn't think anybody thought he was going to drop.
To fourth.
Yeah.
Third. Third.
Yes, because they take...
It was Marvin Bagley.
They take
then him. They trade... Because...
Mavs take...
Mavs drafted Trae Young, you're right.
Trae
Young. Because Hawks had the third pick. They picked him, traded him. Who was the fourth pick?
Well, so Trae Young's the fourth pick.
Mavs the fifth, I thought.
I don't know what's happening.
Well, they traded him. And, again, as good as Trae Young is, I'm afraid people are going to just be like, yeah, but, he got traded for Luka.
Yeah, especially because, like, they got traded for each other.
And now you can no longer... The big argument Trae Young stands had was playoffs. Who just made it to the conference finals this year?
Yeah, also, like, dude, Trae Young is...
Not... I like Trae Young.
I like Trae Young, but he's not that good.
I don't even know what to say.
I think he can get that good. Yeah. I think there's a path where Trae Young is that guy.
Luka Doncic had so much less this year and made it just as far as Trae when Trae had so much more.
I think Luka could be the guy on a championship team. I don't think Trae Young is that guy yet.
I still don't think their roster now is a championship team. And I like their roster now. I'm talking about the Hawks. Sorry,
the Hawks. Yeah.
No, see, if you put those two teams against each other, and I would pick the Mavericks right now. In a 7-game series, I think the Mavericks could possibly sweep them.
Yeah.
And it's not even...
I mean, losing Jalen Brunson.
But that's how good Luka Doncic is to me in that situation.
No, I hear you.
Well, they get DeJounte Murray, though.
They have DeJounte. They do have DeJounte Murray. He's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, but they got Jaden Hardy.
Yeah.
So.
And
Dim Titties.
And Spencer Dim Titties, so I do like.
And Christian Wood.
Don't even have to... Christian Wood.
He's there.
Wood.
I thought they were going to get Gobert.
I thought so too, and Gobert and Wood and Luka would actually tear shit up.
This is my opinion, but the Mavericks ever thought about hooking Doncic and Porzingis up together? That could be cool. You think it'd work, right?
Dude, if Porzingis wasn't the answer, Christian Wood's not the answer.
No, they're the same.
It's the same
player,
same
pretty
thing,
close.
Same thing going on.
Porzingis is probably better.
Porzingis is probably.
When I picked them to win the West,
to be fair, you're paying Christian Wood $15 million.
Which is so much less than you're paying Porzingis. That Wizards team is.
But also, like, that means it's like cool. You saved money. What'd you do with that?
Nothing. We tried to sign Jalen Brunson. He left,
and he just deliberately chose the Knicks over us.
Hiring someone's dad then should be tampering.
I think it will be. I think they're gonna lose a couple seconds.
The Sixers are also being looked at for tampering.
Yeah,
I think. Yeah.
Yeah. Daryl Morey did.
That's like his big thing. He tampered with Jimmy Butler. that was for sure something we did.
He for sure has just been in contact with them for months. This all
Daryl doesn't.
All these ex-Rockets players are like, for sure it's been
Daryl, baby.
Yeah, especially because like having Harden specifically hold off, and like to take it, so he'll take a pay cut after you can re-sign all his buddies that you can. Don't get me wrong, I think it's the right strategy. I like the roster a lot more this year.
They're my favorite twin in the East. Truly, they are my favorite.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to be dynamite this year. I kind of would have liked to shake up with Harris. But also it depends on what you can get, because I know he's a great locker room presence, and I think he's very good. He's overpaid, but he's very good.
Because we were talking, power forward position is kind of weak.
No, it is. It's hard.
Heavy.
It's hard. It's top heavy because you have Giannis
and maybe Zion.
Probably Zion.
As long as he's healthy,
Probably Zion. He looks really good right now.
He's jacked right
now. At least the first 2 weeks of the season, Zion.
We'll see if he holds up.
I hope so. God, I think it'll be so good for the game.
Yeah. Sorry, I thought something just turned off.
Oh no, because he's gonna. I mean.
But power forward's pretty.
It's pretty light.
Top,
it's top. And so having
you have this tier like Tobias, John Collins, guys like that. In the same little tier, but they're gonna get overpaid because
there's not.
That's the weird part about power forwards being so top heavy.
Yeah.
Other power forwards want that money. You really don't deserve that money, but you're gonna walk if I don't give you that money. So I'm gonna have to give you the freaking money.
It's hard.
For sure.
It's hard, but I think Tobias is a good locker room presence, and he doesn't cause trouble. You
never hear his name. The only news you hear is, "Hey, Tobias is looking pretty good in the playoffs." That's the most I've heard from Tobias.
I like John Collins as a player. He's really fun to watch.
He's causing problems.
Always. He's every year he wants out, yada yada.
And it's only going to get worse because they just got DeJounte Murray, who's also going to get more shots than him.
Yeah, and his scoring has gone down the last 3 seasons. He's
always injured.
He's injured pretty frequently, but it's like, he had that 120-point, per game season, and then we went down to like 18, and now it's 17.
He's played less games each of those seasons.
Each of those seasons.
If you're gonna be a crybaby like that, you better back it up. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's like I feel for him. I mean, I want him to do what makes you happy, but like that roster has some good people on it.
Yeah,
I agree. I think Trey should be taking less shots, even if he is efficient.
But is he? Is he efficient?
Is he efficient? Because I just just need more. He needs to do something else.
I think DeJounte Murray's going to help balance.
And I don't think his
playmakings.
I think those numbers are overblown.
I think that's why you get DeJounte Murray.
Yeah. No, and I hope Trae
Young's a 2 on that team.
Yeah,
I hope DeJounte Murray is the guard.
I mean, offensively.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, and flipping defensively.
Yeah, because Trae Young is a liability.
I mean, just whoever the better guard is, you're sticking DeJounte on them.
Trae Young is there for scoring. Being that threat for sure.
But being off ball to DeJounte Murray, to me, sounds better than trying to make it Trey show and DeJounte has to play off ball.
Because that's playing against both their strengths. Against them.
I just think
play into the strengths. And I think
DeJounte is a significantly better playmaker, and I understand
and a better defender.
Trey
Young's a better scorer. I'll give you that.
100% the better scorer.
Yeah,
he's much better shooter. But I understand that Trey has good assist numbers, but like he always has the ball in his hand.
So you're gonna have that.
And also I'm a big Harden fan, and I'm saying all this shit, but I think Harden's proven it at such a high level.
A great playmaker. You can just watch.
No, he is. It's cerebral. And the way he cooks people is like.
Well, because his gravity's more than Trae Young's. Like you have the gravity.
Oh yeah. He literally gets people.
His court vision's better.
Yeah.
I mean, when Chris Paul and Capella went down.
Now, of course, the gravity's gone away. But I think he's gonna make people pay for that this year. And I think
he looks so good, like in shape.
Like, I think we're gonna see matchups where people underestimate him, and they're like, hey, he's not gonna blow past you anymore. Just play up on him. Mm-hmm. And I think he's gonna surprise him.
He's gonna be really good.
Because I think this is, I hope so. Anyway, my crazy Harden standing.
Zion Williams, speaking of top heavy, getting paid a lot of money. Power forward Sunday, 5-year, up to $231 million extension. Within that contract, he has to get his weight checked like every few months or something like that.
Yeah, so he has to stay I can't remember what the number.
Is it his BMI has to be under a certain percentage?
Yes.
He has to not get fat.
I can't remember. Yeah,
Can we just say that?
It's his body fat percentage has to stay under a certain number, and they don't want his playing weight over
a certain amount. Which I think, you know what?
Which is fair. That's how. That's a good thing. That's how
people kind of dogged on that. Like, why do you need that in the contract? Because he did. He's a young guy. He's a kid with a lot of money. His nutrition was his mom.
You're just managing your assets, man.
Same thing happened to Kyler Murray. Different sport, but that's hilarious.
Yeah.
You ever hear about that?
Yeah.
They put in his contract he has to stop playing Call of Duty as much. Real quick, fast tangent, get off this.
Yeah.
If y'all just out there, y'all like NFL, like us.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray, when a new Call of Duty game gets released, his numbers drop heavily. People did a stat where when a new COD game dropped and you look at his games around that time that month in November, crashes. His numbers go down so bad.
Oh, wow.
He signed a phase. So that's what tipped people off. It's like he's very open, like, no, I play games more than watch film. Yeah. Like, said that. And people started looking, and that was bad. Yeah. And so, like, they had to restructure. You also should
just don't say shit like that, man.
No, you probably shouldn't.
Don't say that. It's going
to really ruin some stuff.
Yeah.
Probably why the Cardinals didn't want to sign you for a while there.
But
that's the kind of same thing with New Orleans with the Zion thing. It's like, hey, we know how good you are, but we need you to not get to that level of weight.
And I understand that's like maybe it seems a little insensitive because they are people and you're making them sense.
But it's a business, man.
But it's also a business, and if he's getting paid a super max, it's one thing if you're paying him. No one, if you're signing someone for $15 million, I'm sorry, you're just gonna have to guarantee their contract.
Yeah.
But I understand when you're talking about a $50 million contract,
up to $231 million.
Yeah, we're talking about like at later points of that, he's making close to $50 million a year.
Absolutely.
If
you can't be fat and get paid that.
You can't just be But also, I have full faith that I think Zion. I think, based on what I've seen the last few months, I have faith that I think Zion has matured.
Yeah.
Out of that, I really do. Mm-hmm. I'm worried about the body holding up. Mm-hmm. But we'll see. We'll see. It's better for the NBA for Zion to be in it.
Look at the games he has played in. They're historical numbers. The games he has played.
I mean, the one season where he was relatively healthy, played a decent amount of games.
Heck, add his rookie games into that. And you get like a little over 82. Yeah. You get that for a full season. Those numbers are historic.
It's the second. He's going to be an MVP within a couple years.
Shooting 60%.
He's insane.
What?
Yeah. It is the craziest.
That's not true shooting. That's not effective field goal percentage. He shot 60%.
Yeah, and I'm sort of like that's, and I'm really glad the Pelicans didn't try to like do crazy shit like trade him or something. Mm-hmm. You're just like, man, we got to figure this shit out somehow. That's what you should do.
Yeah, they seem like they're on the right.
No,
path
I think they are. I think they've addressed the problems, and I think it's been a learning experience for Zion. I think it's hard when you have someone like him who has obviously a lot of sway.
Yeah.
And like, his mom being his nutritionist probably worked.
That's a red flag.
But that probably worked throughout college and stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
But also he was 18.
Yeah.
Of course,
your metabolism's a whole lot faster.
It's just a different game. I will say, I think right now he looks better than he did at Duke.
He looks phenomenal now.
Him at Duke is the craziest athlete I've maybe ever seen. Just that having that type of body, being able to move the way he does.
The big question is, will his body be able to carry it?
And that's where but I think he's heavier now. But it's muscle. Yeah. I don't know if he needed that. But also, I understand he's completely changed his landing dynamics. Mm-hmm. And that's something that they started working with him from day one.
Oh, yeah.
Because the big concern was they didn't like the way he did a lot of the Derrick Rose, like, crazy 1 foot landings.
Because that doesn't... We've seen
that,
it. No?
Well, you're more likely to tear it when you're on the way down and you're absorbing that contact. So that's why...
Derrick Rose is also about 100 pounds lighter than him.
Exactly. So they were like, look, and Blake Griffin was the other one that they took as examples of like, hey, this is what we need to try to stray away from and it's not their fault. Sports science just hadn't, sports medical science hadn't gotten to that point yet, where they were like, hey, just instead of like fixing the thing preventively, here's some things you can do to mitigate that. That's why like someone like LeBron, other than also just being I mean, LeBron's actually a completely unfair example. Someone like Derrick Rose is able to recreate their career is a much better example.
For sure.
LeBron, which I think John Wall is going to do. I'm going to say it. I think John Wall is going to become an efficient, 16 points a game.
I have his next season. I think it was 15-8.
Yeah.
What I had him down as.
Yeah, I was thinking 18-8.
That's not bad.
I think he could.
He is the third option on that team.
Yeah, but also if Kawhi and
I think John Wall makes Kawhi and Paul George work better.
That's my hope. That's my hope, and that's why I'm kind of glad they didn't bite on the trade, because if John Wall is really gonna lock in and be that playmaker for you, and guys, I don't know if y'all need a reminder. I don't know if John Wall has become a joke to y'all.
Just look up gang sign John Wall.
But and I think he's also an awesome person who does so much for every city that he goes to.
Battling his own personal stuff too. He
at the same time, but also understand he millions of dollars in every community that he touches.
There is a reason he got a supermax. At the end of the day, people forget there is a reason that he had a supermax.
That guy had a season where he put up 22 and 10 on 2.5 steals and efficient shooting.
And if the Rockets weren't rebuilding, he still would be on that roster.
Yeah,
that's
seriously.
That's just it.
And obviously the contract just got way too big because of the injuries.
Yeah,
100%.
But he's now had a whole year to rest. And
but what are the Clippers paying him?
We talked about it on one of the other podcasts. I think it's
15.
Right? Yeah, for 2 years. It's like $7 million a year or something like that.
Oh my God,
that's a steal.
It's a steal because I think in a situation where he's trying to compete.
Money. We gave him his money.
I'm just telling y'all. I think he has misunderstood as a selfish me basketball player like
he's
Russ.
Not.
That was really.
It's out.
It's out. That came out harshly.
Is it wrong?
But I think John Wall is at the end of the day is just a professional.
I mean, he has nothing bad to say about the Rockets. We have nothing bad to say about him because we were like.
I had him as the Rockets, and this is this guy trying to recreate his career and figure shit out. I am just he's awesome.
Yeah, I mean he was like, I don't want this role. I want to be a star. He's like, we can't do that for you. He's like, I'm just gonna practice like you do, you man.
He literally practiced with Jalen all the time.
Made Jalen better. He made Jalen better.
If John was there at the end of every practice,
and he wasn't doing the whole Jimmy thing where he was like, I'm better than you. I'm cooking you. They need me more. Yeah. He was there to help him.
They would just run 1-on-1, and Jalen said, John would just cook him,
But he learned.
Because you got to play against these guys who are all team. I mean, John Wall's an Olympian. He is a all team. He's made all NBA teams. He's been an all-star player.
I just think people forget how good John Wall is.
And he is also it's not just the athleticism. He really has such good court vision, and his feel for the game is so good. I'm not saying that John Wall is going to put up 20 points and 10 assists next season.
You should.
Yeah.
You should.
I don't. That's just not going to be the game anymore for him as an efficient basketball player. But I legitimately think he could put up 15 and 8 really efficiently. I think there's a small chance if Kawhi and Paul George both come back looking great, and everyone buys into their role, and that team just, makes sense. They got Terrence Mann in there. They have some good pieces. Zubac, and Batum, Reggie Jackson,
Kennard, no.
Luke Kennard, who's
getting paid too much money to be sitting on your freaking bench.
Well, he played this year. And this is something. Luke Kennard had a really good season last year. No one talked about it.
No one talked about that Clippers team.
No, but no one talked about that Clippers team because it was just not happening for us. Yeah, it was. It just wasn't happening.
Kawhi's not there. What's happening up road at
Kennard
at that other stadium was much more interesting to talk about.
Exactly. That train wreck is even crazier than this train wreck. But I mean, Luke Kennard, guys, on people who took more than 3.5 3-pointers a game, he leads the league in 3-point percentage last season. After having a terrible first season with the Clippers, I don't think he's worth the contract.
He's the opposite of Duncan Robinson right now.
Yeah, he's like reinvent. Yeah, he's getting back into it. Yeah. Oh, poor Duncan.
I think it's funny. This is completely off topic, but I'm just happy now that they changed it from the Staples Center to the Crypto.com Stadium. Yeah. That crypto's failing. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
I don't care. That makes me happy.
Yeah.
How dare y'all?
Don't you? It's the Staples Center.
That's the Staples Center.
That is the Staples Center, man.
You give it back.
Give it back.
Staples will never fail us. Crypto will. When I need papers together, that's what I use. When I can use a fucking Bitcoin to put papers together, come talk to me. Hey, what's your favorite Lord of the Rings movie?
Honestly, Fellowship of the Ring.
Oh. Mine's Return of the Kings. Speaking of Return of the Kings, Ricky Rubio returns to the Cavs on a 3-year.
Wait, I just want to point out, I know Return of the Kings is everyone's favorite. The only reason Fellowship's my favorite is because I really like the Shire scenes. They make me really happy.
It's so pretty.
And there's the most Shire scenes.
That just shows you that practical effects just do it better.
I just love the Shire effects. They literally, I can't explain. That's literally my happy place. Is the Shire.
It's so pretty.
And so that just makes me unrealistically happy whenever I watch.
And the extended cut gives you more of that too.
Yeah, it does, dude. It gives you like a whole 20 more minutes in the Shire.
Oh.
I love it so much.
I'm surprised they haven't Universal hasn't jumped on the opportunity to make like a Lord of the Rings type thing, like a Disney World or like a Harry Potter world. I would
also like some of that's already built in New Zealand.
They left them up.
They just left them up, and I think that
if you were smart, if they were smart, they would like rent those because I would.
I think you can go visit them.
That's cool.
But I think it's like a museum type of thing. You can walk through it.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. But also, they should make a Shire where I can rent out hobbit holes.
Because I would just do.
I just want to live in a hobbit hole.
We found one of those.
There is one in Colorado.
It's
we should go do. We should go do a podcast there. Anyway, the Kings.
Return of the Kings. Ricky Rubio returns to the Cavs on a 3-year, $18.4 million deal. He tore his ACL, got traded.
Oh, this isn't about the Kings. This is about the Cavs.
The joke was Return of the King.
Ricky Rubio
to the Cavs.
I love that.
I just think when they traded him after he tore his ACL, they're like, "We're gonna Karis LeVert. You want to come back after this year?" And he was like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Cool. That's what we're gonna do then."
Yeah, he was so good for them in that role.
So much better than Karis LeVert. Oh my god, I'm sorry, but he was so much better than Karis LeVert.
That's probably gonna speed up the decline that Ricky's on. He's just an older point guard.
He's not asked to do a lot though on that team.
He doesn't. No, I mean Darius Garland is there. Isaac Okoro.
Shit, Colin Sexton's still a free agent.
Collins is
he still has not signed anywhere.
Really?
Yes.
Seth, I feel like you're making shit up.
I'm just gaslighting now.
You're just fucking. You're trying.
David Stern's alive, guys.
Colin Sexton is an American professional basketball player.
Get out of here.
For the Cleveland Cavaliers.
He did resign? Or is they just saying that?
Or are they just saying that?
I feel like I would have heard this. I'm a little news scoundrel. I feel like I'm out here. But if Colin Sexton's not signed with the Cavs,
he receives
here we go.
Qualifying offer.
That's what it is. He has a qualifying with them. So they're waiting to see if anyone's going to match
Former
that.
top 10 draft pick still remains a restricted free agent. That was July 16th.
That's the day we uploaded our last podcast, so that doesn't tell us anything.
It doesn't tell us anything.
I think he's still a free agent. Because when all that Durant and Gobert stuff was going down, he was
stopped.
Yeah. He has the qualifying, and I think the Cavs are waiting for someone to try.
Why hasn't Colin Sexton signed new contract with Cavaliers? That was August 11th.
Yeah, so he's
Colin Sexton's received qualifying offer August 23rd.
Yeah, Colin Sexton's a free agent. Technically. Restricted, like you said. I think the Cavs are waiting for someone to give him so they can match. I think they're going for the old matchy. Or till he gives in and takes the qualifying.
What? Oh, Cavs make Colin Sexton 3-year offer, but he's unlikely to take it.
That's what it was. Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to see Colin Sexton on the Mavs.
Do you know where I want to see him?
Where?
Spurs.
It's a fun place.
I just feel like, I don't know.
Pop can make him a better playmaker. He's already a pretty good playmaker.
I think.
I don't know. I like when Pop gets his hand on these young wildy guards that he can just mold into something.
He's like, no, you're a combo guard. But I'm not a combo guard. You're a combo.
A year
guard.
Later, he's like, oh shit, I'm a combo guard.
There was only combo guards, and then like DeMar gets things like, you're a small forward. He's like, I'm a what? He goes, you're a point forward. I'm a what? Point forward.
And now he got like 4th in the MVP vote.
Yeah.
So
no, he does. It's just like, I think that's what I want to happen for Colin Sexton, because I honestly, I feel like there's a chance in the wrong situation he just turns into like Malik Beasley or Jordan Clarkson or something.
Yeah.
You know, just like a really good, more than that. I mean, better than that, but like that type of role.
Yeah.
And not like a legit superstar.
Yeah.
Which he has the talent to do. Like obviously, like you know what I mean.
No, he for sure does, and he's shown it before the injuries.
He just plays too much like an AAU guy, and like
D'Angelo
is doing the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I feel like in a situation where you have like someone like Greg Pop just seems to know how to like make people well rounded in basketball.
Yeah,
like it's
the respect he has. You're gonna do what Pop says.
Yeah, and obviously he knows what he's doing and puts people in his organization that know what they're doing. I mean,
Becky Hammond won Coach of the Year, her first year being
a
coach.
Exactly. Well, and then also like Monty Williams, Steve Kerr,
like the Pop effect goes everywhere.
David Fizdale,
Tim Duncan's now a pretty good coach.
He's literally all his underlings in the front office and coaching side are all around the
and the players
world.
He coaches it's the Pop effect.
Yeah.
So yeah, give Sexton to him, give Russ to him. You think he can change Russ? No one can.
I would love to see that.
I think that's when Pop would say, actually, you know what?
No, do you understand? That would be all over the news for every week. It'd be like, do you hear what Russ said to Pop at practice?
And oh my God. I want
Did you see Pop sit Russ the other day? Like they shit like that. I would love it, Seth.
That's what I want. That's
it
what
would
I
actually
want.
be so
that would
entertaining.
Be the best.
They should trade Russ and Pat Bev to Pop.
Pop would retire.
Are we actually supposed to think that Russ and Pat are going to play on the same team next year?
That's so wrong. We were going to talk about that
later. We're completely off rails.
Let's talk about it now. Pat Bev wasn't even THT in a fucking pick. It was THT and Stanley Johnson.
Stanley Johnson. Also,
I love it.
I like that THT at some point was supposed to nab like
Harden. No.
It was
DeMar.
No.
Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, THT is supposed to get you Kyrie Irving.
And a pick.
THT and a pick.
2 if you're feeling spicy.
Yeah, or Dame Lillard for like THT and 2 picks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it got you Pat Bev.
Straight up. You didn't get a pick.
Straight up, you get Pat Bev. And you also got to give us Stanley Johnson.
And now you have Patrick Beverley and Russell Westbrook on the same team. And I think that was a move. It was less of like, that does give you a defense identity with Patrick Beverley. But that's also a move like, you know how we get Russ out of here? We get him.
It kind of seems like they want to sell magazines.
Like, seems like they dug up Dr. Buzz and asked him, what should we do to like get...
He said, make it showtime.
Get Patrick Beverley. He goes, no, actually,
you
no,
need more
Kyrie
media in there.
Kyrie would have helped that just much. Like, you're right, Patrick Beverley. It's like, okay.
Honestly, Pat Bev, I think, is a great pickup for them.
He has the best career 3-point percentage on that team.
That's not good.
That's hilarious.
No. Yeah, that's rough.
Someone said that, and I looked it up. I was like, that's gross.
They just that's why, like, Buddy Hield is so crazy that Buddy Hield is like, man, that would be awesome.
I saw some report get released the other day that the Pacers wanted... The trade was THT, 2 picks, and another player for Buddy Hield and Miles Turner.
Yeah.
Why would you say no to that?
Yeah, I don't know if that...
if you're the Lakers, you don't say no to that. You shouldn't.
No, you shouldn't. But like, I know that's been something that they've been discussing for a while. But now, like, I think it's mainly around Russ.
Russ was in there too. That's forgot. Russ was in there.
Yeah, to make the money work.
Yeah.
But now I think they're literally. It's like the idea is like, look, Buddy Hield. They would prefer Buddy Hield and Miles Turner off.
Well, yeah, you just want that 3-and-D around.
I also think Miles Turner's market sucks.
Yeah,
I think that's why he hasn't been traded.
Which sucks because he's a great young.
He's
player.
great, but also he's not an all-star.
Not young anymore.
He's an all-star, so he's probably only 1 pick.
Yeah,
maybe 2.
But once you get that all-star moniker,
but that's what I'm saying.
Limit.
That seems to be Malcolm Brogdon's like a pick.
Oh yeah, forgot that.
Like got Christian Wood, Jeremy Gray. Like, these are good players.
They don't have the all-star moniker,
but they don't have the all-star moniker, so it's just a pick. Aaron Gordon would be a pick, like. You know?
Yeah. No, absolutely. That's what it is now.
Like, CJ was what? CJ was
2 picks.
2 picks?
I think so.
2 or 3 picks? CJ's like actually kind of an all-star.
And Josh Hart. He's a winner. I like Josh Hart.
Yeah, Josh Hart's actually
a winner. But
not the worst grab.
Russ and Patrick Beverley will not both be on that roster opening night. You can't. Now, I want at least one preseason game of it.
Yeah. Yeah, there only has to be one.
Someone dies that night. You thought the Mouse of the Palace was bad?
There's just no way. There's just no way they're around each other.
No. You think
I feel like it's fake if they are.
Yeah, those are fake tough guys.
Because I'm like, man, like, y'all have been talking mad shit. I've never seen sports like beef so openly the way y'all do.
Did I show you the Patrick Beverley tweet about Kevin Durant?
That's not true, but those guys hate each other.
No, for sure. When they play against each other, to be fair, Patrick Beverley dove at Russ's knees, and he hasn't been the same since that.
Yeah.
So that can be part of it. You think Russ just snaps and kills him?
That's my thing. You fucking did this to me. Russ has it looks like it's going fine. Then Russ has a really bad game, and he just starts to.
Actually, no. Russ drops a 30-point triple-double and kills him that night.
Yeah,
that's when it happens. Actually,
because he's hard.
He got that dog in him. Did I show you the Patrick Beverley tweet he did about KD?
Is it? Oh yeah, it's about about him shutting down the league.
Yeah, and like saying people lost their jobs over KD not getting traded. What?
Yeah.
I just like Patrick Beverley, which wasn't getting talked about enough at that time. So he's like,
I will say he's talking about like Colin Sexton and guys like that.
Well, they'll get signed.
Yeah, but it's just what he's saying though. Is like there's people out here who don't know when their next paycheck's coming because they're free agents.
But it's like at the end
they're not making those other guys.
That's a fair criticism, but that's not Kevin Durant's fault.
Yeah, but I mean, kinda.
Yeah, but like
Kevin Durant is the one who requested the trade.
Yeah. Not his fault the whole league shut down. He just wanted a trade.
Yeah, but like he knows what kind of hold he takes. Kevin Durant was. It doesn't matter. Whenever a guy like that,
I still think it's a lame tweet.
It's a lame tweet. It's Pat Bever in his mouth. It's what he does. It's fucking whatever. But like the point, I think, is valid. He's just he's instigating it into media propaganda. But like,
remember when they let him on ESPN for like for those 2 weeks?
Yeah,
and he just decided
that shit was hilarious.
And you think him and Russell Westbrook's beef is bad? That man hates Chris Paul.
Yeah,
literally was like, I'm not afraid of him. I go have wine and eat steak before I play him. I'm like, what? That was crazy.
Yeah, he's crazy. But I think you do need that kind of crazy on your team sometimes.
Not if Russell Westbrook's on your team.
Yeah, no.
Actually, no. That you do. You need it more. You need it more.
No, you already have it.
That team's just a black hole now, right? Like,
I don't know, dude.
They're gonna walk in the same facility.
It's just like it seems like they really hate each other.
They do.
Yeah.
I thought also LeBron hated Patrick Beverley.
Yeah, I don't know, but Pat Bev, they need he's pretty much like a 3-and-D point guard.
Well, he thinks he's Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, that's true.
Jimmy Butler is what Patrick Beverley wishes he was.
Do you know? And also, do you know who's not getting traded for THT and Stanley Johnson?
Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler. Do you know how many? I would say
at least 4 picks. You got the All-Star mark.
Dude. I think with Jimmy,
got some swaps in there too.
I think you're talking 4 picks and then
So you're saying not the package that the Sixers got for him?
Oh no! I mean that was a sign and trade. They had no choice. Yeah. It was like, we're getting Jimmy because y'all signed Tobias.
Y'all pick that fucker over me. Tobias
Harris over me.
That's so bad. I think Tobias is like, man, what'd I do?
That's like the thing is that they're friends. They're legit friends. So I just think that's hilarious.
Tobias is like, yeah, sorry, man. I'm surprised too.
I mean, maybe not. I mean, Jimmy's, from what I know, is cool with those guys except Ben. Maybe Ben.
Joel loves them.
Yeah, I know.
They'd be under each other's Instagram.
That's my thing, dude. Is man, I would have picked Jimmy Butler.
I think anyone would have.
No, I don't know. But my thing is, I think.
Well, it was picking Jimmy, not picking Tobias over Jimmy. It's picking Ben Simmons.
It's picking Ben Simmons over Jimmy because it's been the Ben and Jimmy thing didn't mesh.
Yeah, well.
And I think I don't know. It's hard to say it would, right? Because the safe thing that's not going to lose you your job, probably, which it did anyway. But
hey, after that move happened, which one of them made it to the finals, and which one hasn't made it to the conference finals?
Also, I mean, Jimmy and Joel was awesome, and imagine Jimmy playing with this Joel. Mm-hmm. This Jimmy playing with this Joel.
Yeah, it's a defensive nightmare. First of all, you don't want to play against that team.
I mean, just the nutsack drops. That you're giving.
They're just trolling you. There's fights every night.
Yeah, and then also
Mouse of the Palace.
Okay, we got this Tyrese Maxey kid. coming up.
Maybe you still get Harden somehow.
Maybe you still get Harden somehow. Who knows? But that'd be that team. You're just making me.
That should be in the Rockets. It should have been us, not them.
Should have been us, man.
Bruce Brown. Yeah, he's signed with the Nuggets.
That's a good pickup.
I like
for them.
it, right?
That kind of fills the Will Barton hole.
It does.
Yeah.
And Bruce Brown, he did. Remember when he took that game-winning shot in overtime when KD was wide open and KD's just sitting there like this, and Bruce Brown said, "It's my time," and like airballed.
Yeah, that shit's tight.
It was. I think that's really awesome that he did that. I just think
that's really awesome. Personally,
as
a Rockets fan, I thought that was badass.
I was like, because Kevin was like, "I'm open," and Bruce Brown had like 2 guys on him. That's what Bruce Brown heard. He said, "Yeah." The internet fried him after that. Yeah. There was so many beautiful tweets about that.
They did. They beat him up bad, man.
That's why Kevin Durant stayed, because they traded Bruce Brown went somewhere else.
Because he said Bruce Brown left. So honestly, guys, that was my main. It's funny because if KD's real thing was Bruce Brown, we would have never even heard about it.
No.
They're
using Kyrie as like the ghost.
No. I'm saying like if his issue was like, look, it's Bruce Brown or me, he would have gone to the GM and been like, it's Bruce Brown or me, and he's like, okay,
great, he's gone.
He's like,
we're not re-signing him.
That's fine. I'll call Bruce right now.
Hey Bruce, you're not re-signing. Go look somewhere else.
He's like, hey Bruce, you're going to Minnesota. Bye.
They didn't trade him. He got signed.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
he's like, we got a signing trade. You're going to Minnesota. He's like, what? Yeah. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, yeah, man. You're gonna make like $5 million though.
Good luck with those taxes, bro. And you thought New York was bad.
Enjoy the lakes.
And Patrick Beverly at the time.
And Patrick Beverly. But so say like the news media wouldn't even have heard of it. It would have been so quiet.
Because he would have been left like, oh, why did he?
It just would have been a discussion between 2 people.
Yeah.
Which is sad because Bruce Brown's like a pretty good basketball player. He's not bad.
Yo, are we just kidding around? Is
Kyrie
playing for the next year? Are you just playing around?
Dude, I don't know what the fuck any of that is.
What are the Nets
doing? Okay.
They don't know.
Can we talk about this? Because I think me and you have dissenting opinions. I think they are still actively shopping KD.
Okay, yeah, I think they gave up, but I do like your theory is the one I hope is true. I think they gave up.
No, I think the issue is it was so public that KD had demanded a trade that they felt like they were getting lowballed, even though they got some pretty good offers. I felt
because KD's the one who wanted the trade, so it's like, oh well, the ball's in our court. It's not, by the way.
Yeah, it's not. But they're like, look, dude, you're gonna have to get rid of him because everyone else has to get rid of him. That's what we're doing now. Which I think is fine. But he's like, but that's what we're doing now, and you got to give it. And I think Josiah was like, look, man, we're still gonna get you out of here,
but we're gonna pretend like everything's good.
But like, I need you to pretend like everything's good for a little bit.
Well, that's the whole thing. Like, so same thing like a relationship.
Because I gave 8 picks for James Harden,
and we're kind of fucked.
So
you just gotta work with me.
I just need a little more time.
Can you say Kyrie's cool too while you're in there?
So can you did you said what about Steve Nash?
Oh, why?
Yeah, I think that also because that happened, and then it's like, okay, everything's fine.
Screw everyone, including Katie, for thinking that Steve Nash is the problem.
But weren't him and Steve like he was hired because that was the coach?
Because Kyrie and Katie said we want Steve Nash.
In particular, because Kyrie has like always had weird Steve Nash beef because
he said it the first day they got him or something.
Because he doesn't like that Steve Nash got those MVPs over Kobe, which honestly. Respect.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
But
there's a good reason Kobe didn't get to have those MVPs around those times that we won't get into here.
Yeah. It was just the media.
Cody was winning battles on and off the court.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Yeah.
So you
But also like I think that is fair in the Kobe arguments about his only one MVP.
Yeah.
Because like realistically he put up over 30 points a game in the grit and grind era.
Yeah, but Steve Nash had cool passes and played for the Suns.
Yeah. I mean, and the Suns were changing basketball. Yeah. They had a really great record.
Still shouldn't have won the MVP.
Yeah. Also one of those years also could have been Shaq.
Or LeBron.
His
second one was for sure LeBron's.
Yeah. Well,
and they say Jokic's MVPs are weak. Those are weak.
I think that one would have been Kobe's for sure, the second MVP.
Kobe was like fourth in voting too. That was just crazy to me.
His stats were great, but also like the
controversies.
The media is the one voting on this, and they're definitely David Stern. David Stern was like, "Do you know what sounds better?"
The 6-foot white dude winning back-to-back MVPs.
Yeah, MVP's gonna be a white guy this year, guys.
That's crazy. It was so funny. We're going to do it 2 years in a row. It's funnier the second time.
Yeah, David Stern's like, yeah. I mean, let's just be realistic. That's how David Stern did shit.
Yeah.
Or at least it's believed that there was a lot of...
Adam Silver said, I could do that. Nikola Jokic.
Nikola...
His are so much better.
I don't think the league wanted Nikola Jokic to win MVP. I legit believe that Adam Silver lets basketball be played.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Jokic's are much more deserved.
And they're historically amazing. Let's be honest. Everyone wanted to give it to Joel this year, who had, in his own right, a historically great season. It's just... And
you know what? Maybe Joel is the better player. You want to argue that? That's fine.
But
in my opinion, Jokic is more valuable to the Nuggets than Joel is to the Sixers.
Yeah.
Sounds weird.
Yeah, it's also...
look at the supporting cast and look at the ball.
But you're also talking about two guys where it's like their team would also be ass without them.
Yeah, they both would.
Because, like, if Tyrese Maxey and Tobias were the leaders of a team...
It wouldn't be as good.
They would be a good team.
But you take Jokic off that team, the Nuggets team's even worse.
Yeah.
Because their other two guys
are also out. Yeah. But also, they're going to have those guys this year.
So, he won't win MVP this year.
He won't.
Hot take.
No, he won't.
It's going to Luka Doncic.
Do you know who I'm putting my money on?
Yeah.
Zion Williamson. I think.
His odds are great. We looked at it. Luka's aren't. In fact, he's like the easiest odds, like the
least risky.
Yeah, which is lame to me.
Yeah, everyone's like, it's probably Luka.
Well, we said it was DeMar last year, and people looked at it as crazy. No, it didn't happen.
But it was close enough, dude. It was close enough to where there was a time where I was like, damn, I should have done that.
Yeah, because we joked at that. We were like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, we were like, dude, we should vote for DeMar for MVP.
Why not? We were like, because that's
I was like, it's stupid, but like, I like the fit with the Bulls. I think DeMar is underrated. People forget what a good scorer he is. But also, like...
It's the MVP.
The Bulls are going to be good, but they're going to be that fucking good. And, like, DeMar's going to be good, but he's not going to be the fucking MVP.
He was fourth in voting.
And there was a time when he was, like, up there, and I was like...
Ooh. Get some votes.
He might get a couple first-round votes. I don't
know. From one New York team... Or did we cover everything we want about Durant? Anything else?
Yeah.
Because, so I think that they may... After you said that, it made sense for them to still be shopping them. I'm afraid just how the climate has changed. They're like, no, we're not doing it. We're going to run it.
I mean, maybe I just don't understand how, if that's the case, how do we still have Kyrie, Sean Marks, and Steve Nash?
Something has to give.
And why the fuck would it be Durant?
What if tomorrow they just traded Ben Simmons?
Maybe Durant's just more of a pushover than like Harden and Davis and stuff. I don't know. Personally, Durant doesn't.
Maybe Kevin Durant
but Durant doesn't seem like that type of guy to me. Maybe Durant got so much hate from it, he was just like, fuck it.
Because he's like,
I don't know.
I left the Warriors to come here, and now it looks like I'm giving up here.
Yeah.
And KD lets that stuff get to him sometimes, so I could easily see.
Yeah, but also like several times in the past, he's just been like, fuck it. Like
he's the villain.
You know what I mean?
He's the villain.
And I'm like, I don't know. It just seems weird to me. There's something happening. There is something happening. Maybe that's Kyrie leaving,
going to the Lakers.
Maybe that keeps Durant around.
So what?
I don't think Russ coming.
I was just about to say
what's gonna fix Durant's like, ooh,
no.
Russ and TJ Warren.
No, what happens is that trade happens, and then Katie's like, no, now we're trading me again.
No, we're gonna trade me. You can have Russ and TJ Warren.
You can have Russ and Ben Simmons
and TJ
on
Warren
the same team.
Hey.
And TJ Warren.
TJ Warren.
They should also
TJ Warren and Ben Simmons.
Did the Pacers still have Tyreek Evans rights?
What?
Did the Pacers still have Tyreek Evans rights? Can they trade him?
I don't know what is Tyreek Evans anymore. I think he can play again.
He did get reinstated.
Yeah. Someone should sign Tyreek. I don't know.
I think the Rockets should.
No.
I want a Tyreek Evans.
No,
jersey.
the Lakers go for it.
Yeah. Can't get worse. Lakers, we can't get worse.
Let's get another guard in this rotation.
One that got blackballed from the league for 2 years.
Yeah.
3.
3 years. It was 3
Cole, that
years.
happened when we were living in College Station.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
That was years ago. Going from one New York team to another, Mitchell Robinson made history for the Knicks, not on the court.
Wait, hold on.
You are good.
So wait, tell me about it.
Well, Mitchell Robinson made history by being the
resigned.
first Knicks player that they drafted to sign a second contract since 1994.
Yeah, and
that
also
was almost 30 years ago?
But also, this doesn't seem kind of like a shaky one.
4 years, 60 mil. I think it's more like Mitch Robinson has nowhere else to go, and they were like, all right.
And they were like, I guess we'll like. But I don't.
We
even
lost.
feel like
They lost Nerls.
Yeah, Nerls.
It's like, well, we lost one of our shaky big guys, so let's just fucking keep this
I guess we're
one.
gonna get this one.
Mitchell Robinson's stinky.
Yeah.
I hate playing with him in 2K. That's a whole different thing.
Yeah,
I
it's
sometimes
a whole
let 2K
different
get in
thing.
the way of how I feel about players.
You're like, yeah,
I take
I
it
know.
personally, like, yo, fuck you, Jay Sean Tate, for not wanting to re-sign with me. I'm sure in real life I would love Jay Sean Tate.
I get just he throws fists in 2K. I don't know what that's
Does
about.
not do that in real life. But I let that get to me personally for some reason. I'm just trying to run an organization here.
Yeah, my whole thing is, I don't know.
Mitchell Robinson's that.
I don't know. I don't know about him, man. He's
about to be a Jazz.
Oh.
I guarantee you he has to be part
Oh,
of it.
he's for sure part of it. I just
Small ball Randall center. Donovan Mitchell, Jalen Brunson, and a small ball Julius
maybe
Randle.
what if they can get
That guy.
that guy that they got in the T-Wolves trade.
Oh, the young dude.
The
The guy they just drafted.
I like him.
He's got a really
Oh no, not Walker Kessler.
I was about to say he's got a really white name. That was the next word in my
Yeah,
mind.
I was thinking of Xavier Tillman.
Oh, I like him.
I like him. I think he's the best thing they got back in the Gobert trade.
Yeah. If those picks end up being nice.
If those picks end up being
Bad,
shit,
yeah,
bad. Obviously, if the T-Wolves just tank, then they fucked up bad.
Yeah.
But I just don't think that's going to be the case. I think that team's going to make the playoffs.
I don't see any of those picks being lottery picks.
Yeah, which I mean, like at the end of the day, it's just worth taking a risk on an all-star for.
Because,
but don't be wrong. Like I said, if this
yeah.
completely whatever shit hits the fan, and that
could be crazy.
It could be crazy, and that could end up being lottery picks, and like, yeah. But also, I think the way it's also structured is, I think Gobert is pretty movable for them, if it comes to that.
Yeah, for sure.
I also think Gobert's going to look good next to them.
I think he will too.
I think defensively, he's going to have better perimeter defenders, literally just by Anthony Edwards playing. You know what I mean? And Jaden McDaniels.
I would like to see Mitchell Robinson on that Jazz.
Yeah.
It would help him. Because his strength is defense and shot blocking.
Yeah, I mean, Gwen Snyder's not there anymore, so who knows what they're going to look
Well, maybe he can go waste his
time in the Jazz.
That sounds so bad.
Dude, he can have a really
I want to see
good
Donovan
season
Mitchell
for
on the
Jazz.
Knicks.
Yeah, I'd like Donovan Mitchell
A
on the Knicks.
Mitchell Brunson backcourt is
My whole
good.
thing is I don't.
Maybe. They shoot a lot.
Okay. Here's my thing. Do you want to give? What do you want to give in that trade? Not Jalen Brunson, obviously. You're high on Brunson.
Mitchell Robinson.
Some
picks.
If
you're getting Donovan Mitchell back,
yeah,
you can have
quickly. So I think quickly.
I try to keep Obi Toppin because I think Obi Toppin's better.
I think you keep Toppin, but also like, I think the line's being drawn at RJ because I think that's what Danny Ainge wants.
You can't have RJ.
I don't think you can have RJ.
So tell me what you think of the starting five. I just came with my head with this.
Yeah.
You have Brunson at the 1.
Yeah.
Mitchell at the 2. Barrett at the 3. Toppin at the 4. Randall at the 5. Does that team do anything? Is that a 10th seed?
I mean, they play really good offense, probably.
Not defense. There's no defense. Actually,
maybe it's
none of those players
maybe Tom Thibodeau runs them hard enough, man. Maybe he makes them a defensive team. Don't know. They can be really good for one season before everyone's ankles give out.
Do you think the Timberwolves would out-rebound that team?
Yeah. Oh my God.
That's the first thing I actually thought. I was like, no.
Yeah. No, like I don't think they actually do anything bad, but they could be good in the regular season. And like you're the Knicks, man.
Yeah.
Come on out.
Try it out. Do something.
Try it out.
What's working? What is working?
Yeah, it's like you have to do something.
Yeah.
And getting Donovan would be big for New York for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
For sure. I feel like RJ. I think I know what.
Too many people are giving up on RJ.
Yeah, I think I know what Donovan is. And honestly, Donovan's better than RJ. I'm not saying that. And at the end of the day, if that's the cost, then maybe it's worth paying that.
I don't know.
But I just feel like RJ has a two-way upside.
Is quickly Mitchell Robinson and 4 first-rounders and swaps? You think that gets it done?
The thing is, man, I think it would if it wasn't Danny Ainge on the other side of this.
That's true.
I mean, he wants...
He plays hardball.
He plays hardball. He wants, when the media story comes out, he wants it to be Danny Ainge got him again. You know what I mean? Like...
Good for you, Danny Ainge.
I mean, he killed the Nets.
He did.
He's the man who killed the Nets. And he wants to kill other teams.
He's got that dog in him.
I guess. I don't know.
It's something.
I mean, not that he's done some dumb shit before, but like...
Who hasn't?
Every GM does at some point.
Said Daryl Morey. not biased. I think like the most controversial he got was talking out against the Chinese government.
Yeah, which is like respect.
Yeah, I'm on his side of that.
Yeah.
And then we got rid of him, and Harden was like, "We did what?"
He's like, "Yeah, that was kind of my guy."
So I'm gonna go.
It really was though. Like,
that was his guy.
They got Harden. And he was like, "Okay, everyone else goes cool." He's like, "PJ and House are coming too," and also
we got Russ. He's like, "Oh, I'm just kidding."
Also Quinn,
I just playing.
Who was like our best G League guy and was a G League Finals MVP.
Daryl Morey knows how to make his players happy.
Yeah,
that's just what it is.
No, and then also to Anthony Melton.
Oh yeah,
I just like
when you got rid of Danny Green, who's
when you were watching the Sixers play. Outside of the fact that Harden just has to be better.
Yeah.
The biggest thing was like, man, they just need some fucking depth.
And they got it.
They got it. I like it. I'm trying to think who's gonna start at small forward. You think?
Small forward?
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
The defender guy.
Oh, Thibault.
Are
they gonna trade him to us?
For Eric Gordon was the idea, which honestly would be awesome.
I'd do it. I think we could mold Thibault into something fun.
Yeah, I think if you're a rebuilding team, Thibault makes a lot more sense. Because
I'd rather Tari Eason, and he hasn't even played a freaking game yet.
I know. I'm hyped about Tari Eason.
About the summer league.
Oh yeah.
We got a lot.
Oh yeah, guys, summer league. Can we just talk about summer league?
You know what? Let's run through the rest of the
Okay, let's run through this real quick, and then we can talk
Honestly,
about
there's
summer
not many more that we're going to talk about a lot on.
We just keep going down tangents, guys. We're sitting at an hour 40.
We're gonna bust this one up.
Guys, it's just gonna be a big one.
Hey,
it's a big one.
Little insight. We got a new SD card.
We're letting this one run. We're here
for the long run. So, Thad Young re-signed with the Raptors. Cool. 2 years, $16 million. Aaron Holiday did a 1-year deal with the Hawks. Mavs reportedly, big one, kept Theo Pinson on the team.
Fuck me.
Otto Porter Jr. Signed with the Raptors.
That's actually a good sign up, man. That's a good signing.
I like these little roller coasters. Like,
I also just think the Raptors are gonna. I love Masai Ujiri. That guy is the.
Porter would look good with.
You're talking about GM, so I'm just thinking, I fucking get it. That guy.
Scotty Barnes was the right move, and I apologize because I was against that.
There's a hidden of all of us being like, but I did say in the recording
there's a hidden archive where we had our boy David.
Yeah. Yeah, and everyone they're dogging the Scotty Barnes pick because they would pick Jalen Suggs.
I would,
and I also said I would have picked Jalen Suggs, but
in Danny Ainge, not Danny.
If Masai Ujiri is saying it's Scotty Barnes, then like Scotty Barnes is the right pick then. And that was the case.
It was. Rookie of the year.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Otto Porter signed. He'll look good on that team.
I love this last draft class.
Zach LaVine agrees to a deal to return to the Bulls. 5 years, $215 million. Like, fucking duh.
Yeah.
Anyone who said he was going to be a Laker,
leave, just all
you're
bullshit.
Dumb, you're stupid, you're wrong.
Just trying to get clicks on articles. I get it. It's the grind.
I'm happy because our last play, we bashed that idea.
Yeah. It's just, that never had any validity in it.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
It's like, well, Zach Levine liked this tweet. Yeah, a lot of athletes
the Bulls
like
were
tweets.
more competitive than they've been since Michael Jordan.
And you think they're just gonna?
Well, I guess. Okay, since Derrick Rose
Exploded.
But since before, right? They haven't been this competitive since like the Rose MVP year. You know,
like in the East is fairly open for taking.
Yeah. Also, should be LeBron's MVP.
Yeah. No, it should.
Like it's hard to say because Derrick Rose is like everyone.
It's called voters fatigue.
Yeah, I know, but also that MVP was like, I feel like the MVP was partially like, what he could be because he's like.
Yes. He's the youngest MVP of all time.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. I'm the biggest Derrick Rose fan, but even I'm like, that's not his MVP.
That should be LeBron's.
But you know what? I'm glad he got it because he blew out his knee.
Yeah.
Because he wouldn't have ever won an MVP if he didn't win that one, sadly.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, Zach Levine re-signed. Freaking duh. That team's going to be good next year. When they're all healthy, that's a dangerous team.
Yeah.
It just is. Jusuf Nurkic re-signed with the Blazers.
That's good.
4-yard.
I mean, that's good, but I thought they were
$70
going to make a move for either Gobert or Ayton.
I know we talked about this last time. Do you still remember when Nurkic just tweeted a picture of KD in a Blazers jersey?
I love that shit so much.
And you know what? They're not going to call tampering because apparently he's staying in New York.
Staying in New York, baby. But also, like, man, yeah, that's funny because they're not going to get fined until they sign with that team.
It's literally what it is.
And they're not going to get fined. I think I would love KD on the Trailblazers.
So would Nurkic and Lillard.
Like, okay, so like you're saying Anthony Simons for sure, 100%.
You do it.
Anthony Simons, Josh Hart, Nazir Little.
Yeah.
Those are, I think, three solid.
Jones Jr. He's on that team, right?
He's the Bulls. He's on the Bulls.
I always get them mixed up for some reason. I don't know why I do that.
But that's like three. I think Nazir Little is going to be a legit 3-and-D guy in the league for a while.
Do the Blazers even have their picks?
Yeah.
They have some picks they can trade.
They also got some picks for no.
I don't think they have a lot of their picks.
No, they have their picks and they got
they
picks
did.
for CJ.
You probably have to trade Shade Sharp for KD.
Oh.
You're gonna have to.
Oh yeah.
He's part of that.
Yeah. Oh, but see, that makes it even more enticing.
That makes it easier,
right?
Yeah.
So okay, all right.
You're
Look, we're going. If you're like, if you're going for, you go Shaden Sharp, Anthony Simons, Nazir Little, and
and some picks.
Yeah, and some picks.
You do it. K freaking D.
Yeah, you do it.
Yeah. So Nurkic's on that team still. Here it is.
But I'm saying, like, do you think that's a competitive offer for the Nets? If they're like, and we'll give you 6 first-rounders.
Yeah, that's competitive.
Yeah.
Now, is that team competitive? Do they have enough depth?
Yeah. If they keep Josh Hart.
The question's also, he's a winner. The question was, well, you have KD and Dame, like, that's enough. No, it's not.
Yeah. But also,
as much as it, like, they are phenomenal, you need depth to win championships unless your name's.
But also, if you have Josh Hart and Jeremy Grant and Nurkic.
Grant. Yeah.
I'm like,
it is.
I think that's a pretty well-rounded team.
No, for sure.
And Gary Payton.
They do have Gary Payton.
Like, I could
see them.
Yeah, I could see that team being kind of dangerous.
I know I said the East is wide open. The West is pretty wide open too.
The league is in a good place of polarity.
Yeah.
I think
it's competitive.
I think any team isn't that far away from getting like. It's just like really competitive. I actually think the league is oversaturated with good teams a little bit. Mm-hmm. I think it would be a good time for expansion.
Into Seattle and Vegas.
Yeah, back to Seattle. Return of the King.
Return of the freaking King. John Wall, 2 years, $13 million. So it was less than what we were thinking.
That's a steal.
It's even better.
That's a steal.
Drew Eubanks agrees to a 1-year deal with the Blazers. Cavs pick up veteran center Robin Lopez for a 1-year deal. And that was all the signings, really. Oh, no, there's a couple more down here. Derrick Jones Jr. reaches a $2 million extension or deal with the Bulls. Kevin Looney signs a 3-year, $25 million deal with the Warriors. It's not a bad move at all.
Warriors pay their guys, man.
Raul Neto signing a 1-year deal. Oh, Nico Belichica is playing overseas next year. Belicia, whatever his name is. Yeah. There you go. It was just random stuff. Done. Alrighty. And to end this podcast today, we're going to go ahead and just talk about 2 pretty big trades, I would say, that happened. I know it's been a little while now, but here we are. First one is going to be the Kings received Kevin Huerter from the Hawks for Justin Holiday, Mo Harkless, and a 2024 protected first-round pick.
Yeah.
Crazy. The Kings are doing fun things.
The Kings keep doing little things that I like, but I just don't know what it just doesn't. I don't know if it makes sense. Does that make? Do you know what I mean?
No, for sure.
Like individually,
they look like they're making competent moves.
Besides, I mean, the Tyrese Halliburton thing, but also like Sabonis is the best player on your team.
And him and De'Aaron Fox together look really nice.
Yeah, I mean, I say that De'Aaron Fox with Sabonis
was the best player.
Looked to me. They just seem to feed off each other well.
And you really,
if Keegan Murray can be that defensive piece right off the gate,
yeah,
that'd be big for them.
Well, and the big thing is you also didn't give up anything. You gave up Justin Holiday, Mo Harkless, and a 2024 first-round pick.
Yeah, whatever.
Like that's
you weren't gonna play those.
And you got Kevin Huerter, who's a pretty good bucket.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be your starting shooting guard.
Let Davion play off the bench. That's nice.
Yeah,
it's really good.
Yeah, and it spaces the floor. It makes more driving lanes for Fox. You're really trying to get as much out of De'Aaron as you can. And Sabonis
it's a good
helps with that.
Team.
Yeah, it's going to be a great playing team, man.
Will they finally make the playoffs? Probably not, but good for them.
Who knows?
Who's to say?
Harrison Barnes is also solid.
He is.
Yeah.
He is solid.
And Keegan Murray. It's just how good is Keegan Murray, actually?
Summer League MVP.
Summer League
Keegan
MVP.
Murray? It's pretty good.
Summer League
pretty good.
MVP.
But overall, I think Kings is doing another competent move.
Yeah.
Kevin Huerter, he torched the Sixers, which was funny.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin Huerter's
just
gone because they got DeJounte Murray. And
sometimes too many cooks.
Too many cooks, well, sure.
And
I guess. I don't know. Kevin Huerter seems pretty good to me.
We're going to end this podcast on the last trade we have here. And to me, I think it's a move that could... I think the Celtics did a phenomenal job getting Malcolm Brogdon here.
Yeah.
So the full details was the Celtics received Malcolm Brogdon. The Pacers received Daniel Tice. Okay. Aaron Nesmith?
Aaron Nesmith.
That's what he said. A 2023 first-round pick, Nick Stauskas, Malik Fitz, and Jawan Morgan.
Yeah.
And just, you gave up nothing to get Brogdon. You kept your core.
Yeah, but you give a pick, and then Aaron Nesmith is a decent young player.
But you got Malcolm Brogdon.
Yeah, but you got Malcolm. No, that was the right move.
Your starting
100%.
five is incredible now.
Yeah.
It's Brogdon at the 1, the deep boy at the 2, Marcus Smart, Jalen at the 3, Tate at the Tatum, sorry, not Tate. Tatum at the 4, and then Time Lord at the 5.
Yeah, and then off the bench you'll have Derek White, Gallinari,
Robert Williams.
Williams. Well, Robert Williams will be starting.
Who's the other? Grant Williams.
Grant Williams.
He's still there, right?
Yeah, he's still there.
Yeah, so that's a
that's
a great team. I think Derek White stayed.
Yeah, Horford also off the bench. Just fucking maybe the best player at times, you know?
God, he's the real-time Lord.
Yeah.
No, that team's phenomenal. And getting Malcolm Brogdon for scraps, dang near, say. You kept the depoy, and you just got a guy who has the potential to be a 50, 40, 90 guy and lead your offense when he's healthy, of course.
Absolutely.
And I just think the Celtics needed to – I think that was their biggest issue was having another shot creator that wasn't one of those two guys. Like, as much as we like the depoy Marcus Smart, I don't think he has the offensive firepower to help you, lead a team. And I'm not saying Brogdon is that, but as far as third options go, Brogdon's a pretty damn good one.
Yeah, absolutely.
But what do you think the Celtics do next year?
Oh, I think with Kevin Durant, anything's possible.
Right? however you have to get him.
No, I mean yes and no. You know, I think they were aggressive.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, we know Jaylen Brown was involved in those talks. I mean that is about as aggressive as it gets.
I'm sure he was really happy about that.
Yeah, I mean that's a little weird to me. That's good. That's weird to me.
Maybe don't be nuts with the ball.
Yeah.
In the finals.
Yeah, I mean, the turnover thing's been a problem. But also I don't know. You want him to play off ball more, but also what the fuck? What else were y'all gonna do?
Yeah, that team was
it's not like Smart being the on ball guy is that much better.
It's not.
And then also
That's why you got
Tatum
Brogdon.
wasn't.
You saw
Tatum
him?
had a broken wrist or a broken arm or whatever.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. That's why they went and got Brogdon at the end of the day. That's why you do that.
Yeah.
You see where you were lacking.
No, Brogdon's solid, and
him.
also like Gallinari's a good vet.
Mm-hmm.
Not that you want like the ball in Gallinari's hands the whole time.
But coming off the bench, it's all right.
Yeah, that's like cool. You still got Peyton Pritchard and Grant Williams, some of your better backups from last year. Robert Williams, awesome.
They'll be fine. They'll make it.
That lineup does put Al Horford off the bench, which could be super dangerous. And then also like, you can always start him if you need to.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah, for sure.
And also, if you need to get bigger, you can play him and Robert Williams at the same time. It's fine.
Yeah.
I like the versatility. I like that
it.
team a lot.
As long as they keep that same culture, I can see them making another deep run.
Yeah. I hope this wasn't too deflating for them.
I don't think it was. I think it just made them hungrier.
Hopefully, man. I mean, that's
still a young team. It's not like that was like a.
But also, like,
thing.
so, hey, we say this all the time. Sometimes this is what they need. Maybe this is what Jason Tatum needs. LeBron needed it.
Yeah.
Dirk needed it. Like, everybody needs
the humbling.
The humbling's important, man. Jordan needed it.
I couldn't get it out of the first round.
Yeah, he put on 20 pounds.
He got jacked. Jeez.
Yeah. And it was like, I'll share.
He's out sometimes.
I'll share sometimes. And they're like, damn, he's like actually
it's crazy.
Kind of the best ever now.
But I believe that's going to be the end of this part.
Yep.
Luckily, we already have some content ready for another part. So we're going to try to get it out there as soon as possible. Thank y'all so much for returning to us. I know it was a little hiatus, but yeah, this is kind of the time of the year where it's a little slower.
Yeah.
We really had it I think we're going to be good this year. I think
they'll be coming out more consistently now, though.
But it'll be good now that we have a little more going on. And preseason's about to start.
Yeah, there's things.
We're going to go to a couple
Basketball's
of them.
coming.
Basketball's coming. We're going to be going to a couple preseason games. We're going to have a fun time.
Yep.
I'm excited to see where this season. I think it's going to be an interesting season all around.
I think so too.
And, I'm excited to be back in the chair.
Yeah.
All
right. Check y'all out.
Peace.
Later.